Yes, good people. Big up to all of you. I appreciate you all finding the time to join me on this particular edition of the Blue Morning Show. Today we will be previewing Chelsea's EFL Cup game, quarterfinal cup game against Newcastle United. But before that, we will address some news items we have lined up. I hope you're all doing well. Once again, I appreciate you all finding the time to join us this morning. I am your host, Coachilla. Sit back, relax, and let's get into the show. Yes, people, once again, big up to all of you. I'm going to say good morning to say hello to all of you in the chat, and then we'll start addressing the news items we'll have lined up. And then after that, we'll go into the match preview proper. We'll talk about players to watch out for, look at head-to-head, team's current form, and all the stats to help us get a good idea which team will most likely carry the day. But anyway, you know that you cannot script this game. Yep. Let's see. And the first item we have here is from Patrick. Just nice to see you. Hi, coach. Just to remind you that there's also the FIFA World Club Cup playing tonight. It's a Manchester City versus Urawa Reds, who are a football club from Japan. Thank you so much for that update. I appreciate you. And my bro, Chelsea Mitchell. Woo! It's in the house. Mitchell, boy, nice to see you. I appreciate you finding the time to join the show. You know what to do. But before Mitchell does that, if you're watching, if you haven't, take a second, go check out Mitchell Boy's YouTube channel. Subscribe and let him know I sent you. Let's help Mitchell Boy get to 2,000 subscribers as soon as possible. Just click the three dots to his name. Click on go to channel. It's really, really easy and get there. And if you're following us on watching this show on Instagram or Twitter, please take a second to follow the account so that when next we go live, you're not going to miss that. And Patrick, thank you for all the updates here. I appreciate you for all that. Let's see. Look at if you want to. Patrick always has some good updates in the chat there. Make sure you're paying attention to them. And Rain is in the house. Always nice to see you, Mr. Rain. I hope you're doing well. I appreciate you finding the time to join in. My bro, Chelsea FC Jingles, Mr. Jude Messer, nice to see you, brother. When you get a chance, share the link to your YouTube channel so I can talk about it. People can go check it out. But thank you so much for finding the time to join us this particular morning. And he says, good morning, coach, and everyone in the community. We appreciate you finding the time to join us. Once again, if you're following us on Twitter or Instagram, be sure to follow the account proper. And also come over to YouTube channel and be sure to subscribe, because we're going to do a super giveaway on the 23rd of December, so that you can maybe get win something to enjoy your Christmas with. And we have Desmond Murifai saying, big up, getting you live and clear. Appreciate you doing that, brother. And my bro, Constantine Dante. Appreciate you, brother, and welcome to another edition of the Blue Morning Show. And if you're watching, if you don't mind, take a second to let us know where you're following the show from. We'd really appreciate that. We have, I think, 4 people following the show on Instagram. Appreciate that. Thank you, all of you. If you can, if you don't mind, just follow the account so that next time we go live, you don't miss anything. Let's start addressing the news items we have lined up immediately, and then so that we can get to the match preview proper. Let's get into it. All right, the first item here, let's see, that's the correct one, says that Mauricio Pochettino says Robert Sanchez will be out for a while. It is an injury that is going to be for a few weeks. I don't know if 2, 3, 4, 5, wow, or 6 weeks. So most likely he's going to be out for up to a month. Plus, he'll be praying. Here's the thing: if Petrovic does quite well, and the manager senses that he's probably the better option of the two goalkeepers. It'd be difficult for Robert Sanchez to win his place back because you don't drop goalkeepers like that. And the second paragraph, yep, we've read the second paragraph, and the last paragraph there reads, "We will assess day by day to know how to follow it. His recovery will depend on him and the reaction of his knee, and it is difficult to say in 2 or 3 weeks. But we hope he is back as soon as possible." But yeah, I hope you understand my point right there. Sanchez becoming the number one goalkeeper once again depends on how Petrovic does from now to the time that Robert Sanchez will come back. But keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. We have 14 likes, and we're just 10 minutes into the show. That's a good sign. Hopefully, we get 100 today. We've hardly, you can say, it's been difficult to get to 100 likes since the end of the transfer window, but I think we can do it today. Let's move on to the next item we have lined up here, people. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes do go a long way. And Abdul Kareem, watching from London. I appreciate you, brother. We're all the same. No matter where you're watching from, we all support the same club, Chelsea Football Club. I appreciate you saying where you're watching from. And once again, if you don't mind, let us know where you're following the show from. I would really appreciate that. Let's move on to the next item we have lined up here. Next item talks about the wonder kid, the Ecuadorian wonder kid that was signed. Kendrick Pice. Mauricio Pochettino says he is excited to meet Ecuadorian wonder kid Kendrick Pice, who is due to visit Chelsea this week and be at Stamford Bridge for the first time on Tuesday, which is today. First, we were told he was going to watch Chelsea face Sheffield United. That didn't happen, and now they're saying he's going to be at the stadium at the bridge to watch Chelsea take on Newcastle United. And yep, he joins us fully when he's 18. And the plan is for him to get to start training with the team right now, since I think the Ecuadorian league has ended. And he scored a wonderful goal in the last game. What a player was signed there. I'm excited. I can't wait for him to become 18, to come to start playing for Chelsea Football Club. So I hope to see him. I'm quite sure the cameras will be on him on the day, and we'll get to see him at the bridge watching the game. And CFC Jingle says share the link to his YouTube channel if you're watching. If you haven't, please go check out his YouTube channel. Let's help him get to 1,000 as soon as possible. He's been releasing classic, very, very good educational Chelsea related videos, and believe me, you will enjoy them all snappy videos, YouTube shots, a few seconds. None of them it's actually up to close to a minute. You will love them. Go check it out. Be sure to subscribe and let him know I sent you. And Abdul Kareem is saying YouTube. I'm not sure what you're trying to say there, brother. Watching from New York City. Yep, my bro. I appreciate you. Thank you for letting us know. And let's see what else we have here. Lucas Buxton, goalkeeper backup. Bettinelli, 35 a week. For what? For counting as a homegrown. Maybe that's important for the quarter, in my opinion. That's how I see it. Correct me if I'm wrong. Because it's homegrown, it counts as the quarter. So we can use the remaining quarter to, you can say, get a player outside. I don't know how else to make sense of it. But the club likes him. I think we do that. It's been more of a culture at Chelsea Football Club to have a goalkeeper that's homegrown, or to have one goalkeeper that will sit on the bench and not complain. I'm not sure what else to say about that. But we move on from that particular item. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. And why Bergstrom on 3K a week? He just graduated from the academy to the first team, and I think he still actually plays with the academy team. But that's just my opinion. I don't know. These kids, it takes a while before they start earning a lot of money, like 10,000, 20,000 and more. And my assistant is in the house. Santiago Munoz, nice to see you. I appreciate you finding the time to join the show. I hope you're doing well. Oscar, I appreciate you finding the time to join the show. You're not grounded today. Keep Pies away from Poch. We'll turn him into a defender. No, Poch isn't like that. If it was Mourinho, I'd be concerned. But I understand where you're coming from. The key is a special talent. He is a special talent, and I'm glad we signed him. Look at what he's done just at the age of 16. He's not 17 yet. Correct me if I'm wrong. And Santiago Heston, I think I'm going to say this. You, my friend, you, my brother, Constantine, you trained me on how to say people's name. Uh, and I like it. Big up to all of you. It says we don't need more youngsters. We've already signed him. He's actually, you could argue, he's actually better than all the youngsters we've signed, in my opinion. And I think maybe I'm being a bit biased because I'm a Chelsea fan, and I actually think he's better than what's the kid that Real Madrid pays 60 million pounds for, and we didn't pay anything close to that. And look at how many goals he scored since we signed him. He's made his senior debut, and I think he scored for Ecuador national senior team. He scored for them too. So I think we signed a better player, in my opinion. But yeah, the noise is that a lot of people are saying we missed out on what's his name, the one that Real Madrid signed. What's his name again? But I think this guy is a better player. He's more of the more you can say the more intelligent footballer of the team, in my opinion. Let's move on to the next item we have lined up. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. 20 likes, and we're just 16 minutes into the show. It's a good sign. It's looking more like we're going to get 100 likes today. And we have how many people, I'm not quite sure how many people following on Instagram. If you don't mind, drop a like on the video. If you're following on Instagram, just tap your screen to do so. And also do follow the account so that whenever we go live, you won't miss anything. So let's move on to the next item we have lined up here. I can't wait to see Pies play for Chelsea Football Club, and I know quite sure the camera will be on him today. Let's see what else we have here. They're saying Constantine is saying he can only play in 2 years. Long time, a lot can happen. Here's the thing. I think he's that sort of talent that I have no fear that he will succeed, or he will keep the same level of performance in terms of his talent. I just want us to be careful not to overplay him, or you can say overplay him, and then by the time he gets to 2021, he'd be injury prone, because you could argue that's probably what led to the issues that Reece James is having right now. But let's move on to the next item we have lined up. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people, and quickly, I'm gonna appreciate those of you that are watching, but for one reason or the other, you're not able to participate in the chat. Just know that we appreciate you, and that's because truthfully, you watching alone does go a long way, and we appreciate that. But we want to ask you for one more favor, one tiny bitty favor, which is to take a second to drop a like on the stream for us, to help us garner more likes, to get the YouTube algorithm to push the stream to more people who be interested in the topics we have lined up today. So let's move on to the next item, people. Let's go. Saying Lewis Hall's future is not dependent on the number of appearances he makes for Newcastle United during his season. But from given what Eddie Howe said during his presser, I think there may be some sort of clause, because he said something to the effect of him not being sure whether they'd meet the criteria to sign Lewis Hall on the permanent. Hopefully they don't, because I like that kid. He's a fine footballer, but the club had to opt to let him go on loan with a. I think we were told it was a mandatory option, clause to buy him at the end of the season. I'm not too sure how that works. Whatever that means, we'll find out. But that's, by the way, we'll move on from that. And we've been told that I don't know whether, I think something to the effect of us giving him the permission to play against us. I don't want him to play against us, because if he does, believe me, we'd see a different Lewis Hall. And we've always known he's a good player, but boy, he will be, you can say he will put in extra effort to make sure Newcastle beats us. Reece James, a family big genes coach, not his fault. Okay, that may well be the case. I'm not a doctor by any stretch of imagination. I'm quite sure you know that. This is saying, why can't they just name the exact clause? I don't know. maybe they're trying to keep it a secret. That may well be the case. In all honesty, I do not know, and I don't care at this point, because I think the club want him gone, and not because they sense he wanted to leave the club, which was why they opted to even let him go on loan to Newcastle United, let alone with an option to for it to be a permanent deal. So we'll move on. We'll start go to the match preview proper. Nothing much is showing here. Let's see how many players we still have injured. I think a lot of them probably will be available for selection tomorrow. Because, for instance, Benchua, maybe not Benchua. I'd be shocked, I'd be shocked if I see him even on the bench. Connie Chukwuemeka doubtful. He may play, but hesitant. I've seen a couple of training pictures for a few days now, and haven't seen Connie. Maybe I didn't pay attention properly. Maybe Marco Correa, late February. We knew that before now. Nani Madueke, late December. I thought he's back already. He trained, or maybe he trained separately. I don't know. Robert Sanchez, late January. Romeo Lavia, doubtful, so which means he could be available for selection. Trevor Chalobah, late December. What's going on there? And Wesley Fofana, we know his case too. And for Newcastle United, Nick Pope is out. The length of time doesn't matter really to us. Matt, what's this? Matt Target, a few days. Joseph Wheelock, a few days. Jacob Murphy, um, uh, January. Harvey Baines, December, late December. Okay. Elliot Anderson, early January. I think not bad. I think they still have a very strong squad, and I'd rather we face a full strength Newcastle United than face a depleted Newcastle United, because I don't want a situation where you can say, what we call the charity FC. I don't want to experience that anymore. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. 21 likes. And with just 22 minutes into the show, I think we can do much, much better. Let's see what else we have here. I am afraid Sal Gallagher will be a disaster. Selling Gallagher, okay, you're afraid. Namaya Fawole is saying he's afraid that selling Gallagher will be a disaster. Here's the thing. I'm not going to talk about my opinion. I'm not going to speak about my opinion of Gallagher right now. I'm just going to put it this way. If he gets sold, it won't matter that much to me. If he stays, I'm fine with it because he's improving. And the truth remains, there are no better managers out there to help him become a better player than Mauricio Pochettino. And given the manager's selection pattern, we've learned over time that he's actually one of Mauricio Pochettino's most important players, if not the one in particular, in my opinion. But let's see what else we have here. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go along with these journalists these days are all experts in not in not doing any journalism. I think I agree with you. They are experts at peddling rumors, or maybe pushing narratives, or maybe I'm inclined to believe that some of them get paid just to push certain narratives. Yeah, and it's concerning, really. For instance, in the case of Matt Law, whom after Enzo Fernandez was dropped, which we all took our time to analyze the situation and figured he most likely, you could say, must have been dropped to the bench so that he rests for the game against to rest him so that he will be fully fit for the game against Newcastle United today. And Matt Law went on X, formerly Twitter, and wrote Enzo Fernandez from winning the World Cup to sitting on the bench against Sheffield United. That sort of thing. And whenever he does something like that, he makes sure he prevents people from responding to that particular tweet. So you can only quote the tweet and say and speak your mind. Yeah, unfortunately, that's the case. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go along with 21 likes. Let's try and get it to 100 likes today. We can actually do that. Some also transfer news, which I don't take seriously at this point. Reports that Chelsea are interested in signing Victor, that plays, I think, for Sporting CP. And the club wants, I think, 100 million pounds. I don't know whether euros or pounds. For me, that's beyond ridiculous. It's actually redonkulous, in my opinion. I don't think we should pay that much money for him. If we're gonna pay that much money, I'd rather we pay that for Simem, who's physical, which is a physicality. If you're able to deal, if you can be physical, then it'd be easier for you to adapt to the pace and the physicality of the Premier League. Yeah, if you cannot be physical, then chances are you're not going to make it in the Premier League. But that's just my opinion. Yeah, 21 likes. Let's look at all the. Let's see what this Constantine Dante has to say here. Yeah, but Poch rests Enzo doesn't help a situation. Bringing him on, either if you're going to rest him properly. Poch would make a good journalist as well. Here's the thing. I'm going to say this. Um, Maybe he had him on the bench and felt like he needs to play a bit so he doesn't become match rusty, for lack of a better language. Or maybe he felt like he can actually help control the game. He came in, in my opinion, he did well. My only concern was that he nearly got injured. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I understand where you're coming from. So let's look at everything else we have to look at here. Insights, just two items. Chelsea unbeaten in 4 home games, so we haven't. Okay, and then Newcastle United haven't won any games in the last. Haven't won any, okay, any away game. They haven't won any away game in their last 5 matches. The stats, okay, looking good for us. The stats are looking good for us. But you cannot script this game. The only thing you get from the stats is the most likely outcome of the game, and that's because you cannot script football. And yeah, you know that already. Let's see who else we have in the house, and that's Henkoram Hansen. Nice to see you, brother. I hope you're doing well. Says watching you live from UAE. A Poch should try and keep Gallagher on the team. Here's what I'm going to say quickly. He's told us you can say he's discussed the importance of Conor Gallagher. He's talked about his industry, his commitment, and the fact that he came through the Chelsea academy system. But he hasn't specifically at any time said, "Yeah, we want to keep him. I like Gallagher, and I want him to stay." He hasn't done that. So, which you could interpret as him looking for a much more better player that can offer what Gallagher offers and even do more. But that's just me speculating. I'm not saying that's certainly the case. Heston Gallagher has done well, and whether anybody likes it or not, he's one of our best players so far this season, and the numbers back that up. So no wonder the manager starts him week in, week out, except when he's suspended. But that's by the way, we have CFC Jingles in the house. He says, "I love Poch's response when he was asked about 2025 Club World Cup that Chelsea was shortlisted for. He said, 'I have to check my contract before I answer,' which makes sense because his contract is 2 years, 2025, so to speak. That one there. So his contract ends, I think, in 2024. His current contract, except if he gets an extension, then that only at that time will it make sense to talk about that Club World Cup in particular. So it makes sense. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. But he specifically said keeping Gallagher is up to the club and not him. That's why I'm saying. Here's the thing. I've seen managers say we like a player. He's one of our best players, an important players to us, and I'd like him to stay, and I want him to stay, and hopefully they find they find agreement, so he stays. But he hasn't done that. That's specifically saying keeping Gallagher is up to the club, which means there's something he's not saying really. Yeah, I know somebody did talk about that, meaning that you can say that reflecting the fact that he's a yes man. But I think otherwise, I think maybe he believes he can actually do better than Gallagher. But right now, Gallagher is the best he can do. He has to make do with what he has. And that's just my opinion anyway. I'm not saying that's certainly the case. So that's not being specific. But he's just telling you it's up to the club. If he tells the club that he wants Gallagher to stay, he stays. Yep, except if Gallagher, if they cannot reach an agreement with you can say when it comes to Gallagher putting pen to paper for a new long-term contract at Chelsea. Yeah, that's when. But if he wants Gallagher, if he really wants him to stay, he's staying. It's simple as that, in my opinion. But we move on from that. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. Let's read about the match, which says Chelsea is playing home against Newcastle United at Stamford Bridge on Tuesday. Okay. Um, Predicted lineup. We haven't seen any here. Should be out by now, but we haven't seen any. But here's the thing, Jude. I hope you understand my argument here. Here's the thing. We can fans. I think for me, I'd argue that Pochettino is actually playing it safe. And as much as I think Gallagher is a good player, and as much as it's clear that he's improving. I think we can do better. But that's not me saying the club should sell him. My argument is that Poch hasn't said specifically that he wants him to stay. He's just telling us the importance of Gallagher, the history of how he came through the Chelsea academy system and all that. He hasn't said whether he wants to keep him or not. Just show me where he said that. Let's see what else we have here. Gallagher's minutes on the pitch just indicates how far Chelsea have fallen. When or if we ever get back to our very best, Gallagher won't even make the women's team. Come on, man. Don't use that term. Big up, coach. Big up to you too, the blue Tiffy game. But I hope you understand my argument. Don't use that term. You know why I said you shouldn't do that. Yeah, in my opinion. If we say Gallagher, who is his replacement, because Lavia is injury prone. I don't know. I'm not saying sell Gallagher. I'm just letting you know how I see the situation. I'm concerned that the manager hasn't specifically said whether he wants the player to stay or not. Yeah, that's important. He has to say that if he really wants him to stay. It's as simple as that. Poch being a journalist again, he is in the wrong profession. Yeah, maybe you could argue that. I get your point now. Like Poch is washing his hands off from criticism in case he gets sold. That's another way to see it. Because I'm quite sure there are things he said that reflects the fact that he's paying attention to what the fans are saying. So yeah, that's how I see it. And but that's his cup of tea, and I don't want a sip of it. Yep, we're waiting for the predicted lineup. Okay, the team's current form. Wow. Pretty much the same. Yep, pretty much the same. We've lost three. They've lost three. We've won two. They've won two. We won our last game. They won their last game. Yep. So let's see how many goals we've considered. We considered in those 5 games. We considered 4, 6, 8, 10. We considered 10 in our last of 5 games, and they considered how many? Let's see. That's a 3. Okay, 7, and 9. So we considered more than them. And if I remember, although we're not seeing anything like that here, I think they're averaging more goals than us. Let's see how many goals they scored in the last 5 games. They scored 1, 2, 4, and 7. They scored 7 in total, and we scored 1, 4, 5, 5 and 7. I think they scored more, or is it even? Let me count it again. They scored 1, and they scored 2, and they scored 3. They scored 6 in total, and we scored how many? Let me count it again. 1, 4, 5 and 7. So we scored more than them. So maybe which means there's a chance if they score, we can outscore them. But yeah, you can't script the game. But that's, by the way, I don't know players to watch it for. Let me see. Isaac, always a dangerous player to deal with. Even Almiron is an excellent player, and he seemed to turn it up whenever they face a Chelsea Football Club. But that's, by the way, anything else you want to say before we move on to the next one? This is a very important important game for Newcastle United as much as it's important for Chelsea Football Club, and that's because probably that's one of our only chances of winning a trophy this season. And for Newcastle United, it is the same. They're not going to win the league. They're out of the Champions League. So yeah, another chance of a chance for them to win a trophy too. So it's more of a final, in my opinion, given how important the game has become for both teams, in my opinion. Let's see what else we have here. Constantine Dante here saying we will see if Poch learned anything from last game against Newcastle United. That game you're mentioning, in my opinion, you could argue we lost that particular game for multitude of reasons. Yep, the international break didn't help either. I get it. On the day, we looked as if our players looked as if they were still on international break and weren't present. But you can argue the international break didn't help, and also the mentality issue, the Charity FC phenomenon, for lack of a better language. Probably it just seemed as if maybe our players went into that game with the mindset that Newcastle at the time were depleted because they had a lot of players out with injury at the time. Maybe that we went into that game with the mindset that we've won that game already. And boy, yeah, it was a disgrace. But I think we'll win this one. I hope I don't get disappointed. Let's see. If we win today, I will be happy, but I want Liverpool to lose tomorrow. I'm not sure what to make of this comment. Were you going to celebrate it if if we if we won? I'm not sure what to make of that comment. That stop using the international break. So it's not just at Chelsea that goes on international break. But here's the thing: the international break wouldn't be much of an issue if you have a team playing as a unit already. But international break for me, uh, it's not. It's I mean, you can say it's more damaging to us, Chelsea, than it you can say than it should be, and that's because we have an entirely new squad. We're not playing as a unit yet, so every time that's a break, for me, it puts a halt it halts the progress that we've made so far. That's how I see it. If that makes sense. Let's see. I don't know if there's anything else to look at here. I'll vote anyway. Who will win? I'll vote for my club to win, and I'm doing that with confidence. Actually, I do believe we're going to win this game. And 50% thinks that Chelsea will beat Newcastle United, and 34% thinks Newcastle will beat Chelsea, and 60% thinks it will end in a draw, which means decided on penalties. But let's see what happens. Even Nkunku was not around, he will play. I guess he will score. I think he will play. The question now is whether he starts the game or whether he comes off the bench to impact the game. We do not know, but we'll find out in a few hours. In my opinion, I think Mudryk and Jackson should get a personal trainers to improve their performance on the pitch. In terms of Mudryk, I'd say play him consistently. He needs a consistent game time. He's a good player. He's actually done well on occasions that he's gotten the chance to play, put good crosses into the box, but maybe lack of chemistry. Him and his teammates not being on the same wavelength has been the biggest issues for me. He's not been perfect, but at least we've seen the signs are good. If you play him consistently, I think he will start delivering. That's how I see it. And Constantine Dante here saying, if a team is not playing like a unit after 6 months, that's coaching. Here's for in the manager's defense, in my opinion, if we haven't had all of our players fit, which has led to him chopping and changing unnecessarily in some cases, in my opinion. But again, yeah, disclaimer that's just my opinion, but I get where you're coming from. Let's see. Big up to you, JC. Nice to see you, brother. I hope you're doing well. Big up Kachila, big up everyone in the chat, and especially my bro Dante. Yep, and Kachila, your enemy. Just I don't like you no more. You and Doubt Nkunku starts. If he does, Poch not very consistent with anything. Are you saying the Poch is predictably unpredictable? Maybe that's the case. But you could argue, to his defense, not not something you can say he's done deliberately. And the coolest Charles podcast. I appreciate you joining, bro. My bro, Tobago. Nice to see you, brother Tobago. Always nice to see you. Much love to you. I appreciate you. He's changed the name of his podcast to the Coolest Charles podcast. I appreciate you finding the time to join. And if you haven't, please go check out his YouTube channel. Be sure to subscribe and let him know I sent you. Let's help him get to 1,000 subscribers as soon as possible. He deserves that. Let's see what else we have here. Just saying hello to JC and he shared the link to his YouTube channel. Let's help him get there as soon as possible. Click through it. Go and subscribe to his YouTube channel. Let's help him get to 1,000 subscribers as soon as possible. Wait, did Tobejo just say hello? Maybe maybe he led you can say maybe he was paying attention yesterday. He read your comment and realized that you were complaining that he hardly says hello to you. So your copyright and the Tobago name. So yeah, maybe that's the case. Share the link on the group. Keep dropping the likes. I've done that already. Yeah, the link is there in the group. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. Let's see what else we have here. We have 29 likes. The aim is to get to 100 likes today. I did share the link there, or did I share it in the... Oh, I did share the link in the wrong place. Apologies. So I'm going to share it again there. Yeah, that's what happens when you do everything by yourself. I thought I shared, but apologies, really. Let's see what else we have here. I get Dante's point, Kachila. Not looking at the injured players, can we define a certain style of football we have seen consistently over 6 months? Does this manager show anything but flip-flop? Here's the thing. I get it. He flip-flops. In my opinion, I've seen pattern of play. I think he wants a more direct play, but sometimes when we play against teams that defend deep, we tend to struggle to assert ourselves. That's how I see it. But I get your point. That may well be the case. It may be that, yeah, I'm not seeing things correctly. Or maybe I'm just, you can say, I've not come to terms that that's the case. But I get where you're coming from. He said he will, play 20 minutes in press conference. I don't remember that, but let's see. Not just to me, coach, to the chat. Yeah, to everyone, right? Hello to you, Constantine Dante. He said specifically to you. So are you happy now? Let's see what else we have here. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. And the beautiful game. Please, beautiful game, not beautiful. The beautiful game. Okay, Andrew Phillips saying, I don't know why Gallagher is the topic. When we have a 100 million left winger who relies on high volume of dribbles and shots to impact the team. Okay. You need to elaborate even more so I can understand what you're trying to see there. Say there. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. I don't think we have anything else to look at here. We have to go straight okay, let's look at our last 5 meetings with them. In terms of team form, pretty much the same. We lost a 3. They lost a 3. And yep. And we won 2. They won 2. And the 2 we won, one was a 3-2 win against Brighton, and the other one 2-0 win against Sheffield United. And for them, 1-0 win against Manchester United and 3-0 win against Fulham. Okay. The last 5 meetings against them, let's look at it quickly here. In total, we've met, that's 28 times. We've won 14 times. We've won 9 times. We drew 5 of them. But the last 5 minutes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We beat them home. They beat us, in the Premier League. 1-1 draw, 1-1 draw. And then they beat us a 4-1, the last time in the Premier League. Yeah, pretty much balanced in my opinion. But let's see how this one ends. We're going to get to the lineup building exercise as soon as possible. There are no new emerging news items to address, so we have to move on. Let me check if anything has emerged while we were discussing the other items we have lined up. Let's see. Santiago, I think I've already said hello to you. Just give me a second here. Okay, let's hear you. Let me ask you this question. If you're in the chat, are you looking forward to this game? What do you think will happen? Do you think we'll win? Do you think we'll lose? Do you think he ends? It would be decided on penalties. Whatever you think, let me know. Let's hear you. Give me a second there. I'll come to you in a bit. Nothing new has emerged. Let's hear. Okay, that one. I think maybe we'll have to look at that one. It looks like something new. Okay, let's look at this one here. Okay, this is a report from Chelsea Dodger, which says Christopher Nkunku is set to make his Chelsea debut against Newcastle United, and Mauricio Pochettino will be licking his lips at the prospect of linking him up with Cole Palmer. Wow, I'm not sure what to make that part that says licking his lips. Okay, that's by the way. We move on from that. Let's see. They're saying hello, and Hansen is saying, "Do Chelsea have an academy team in Africa? Because one of Italian clubs have started academy teams in Africa, in Ghana. I think Real Madrid has one, but Chelsea doesn't have any. No, we don't. I think Real Madrid has an academy actually in Lagos. Correct me if I'm wrong. Let's see what else we have. Kachila, good news coming in. Amazon just delivered a package of blue balloons to Stamford Bridge. Yep, I like that one. That's very creative, and you deserve an applause, my friend. Yep, I'm looking forward to the debut of Christopher Nkunku. The question now is how much of a difference will he make? So two questions for you. Are you looking forward to this game? Well, how do you think the game will end? And how much of an impact do you think Nkunku will make? Did you just stop in on my news item? I did not. I did not. If anybody did that, it was you for a birthday. And quickly, happy birthday! Thank you for that. That just triggered that in my head. Happy birthday to our former captain and legend, Gary Cahill. Correct me if I'm wrong. Is it today or was it yesterday? I hope I'm not mixing things up here. But if it was yesterday, happy belated birthday. But I'm quite sure it is today. The package was addressed to Sutton and Kunku. You know he likes to celebrate with a balloon every time he scores goals. He scores a goal. Coach, is just trying to improve his tapping stats in time for a January loan move to Arsenal. Barca also have academy in Lagos. So correct me. Real Madrid don't they have an academy in Lagos? I think they do. But just by the way, I'm gonna come to you, the coolest Charles Tobejo. Let's hear you. Are you looking forward to this one? Let's hear you.
Uh, I'm going to be honest, and I know people don't like this language that I use always.
Mm-hmm.
After Newcastle beat us 4-1, I want revenge today. But the question is, can we finish our chances? Can we beat Clinical? That's the issue from the start of the season. Hopefully tonight we can beat Clinical and then get
Mm-hmm.
our revenge and then move to the semi-final, which is important for the players, the club, and the coach to buy more time from the fans. So overall, I'm looking forward to this game because also Newcastle have some injury issues. Maybe we can get an advantage of that. But man, this is
Not
Chelsea.
too many.
Chelsea,
They don't. I mean, there's still their best players are still available. Isaac is available. What's his name? Almiron is available. You said maybe Willock and who else? They're still a very strong side in my opinion. And what's his name? That kid that we wanted to buy from Everton, he's available and he's improved significantly. But let's hear you. Go ahead. Sorry for cutting you off.
Jolinton is injured. Also, their best centre back, which Share is injured. So I think can take advantage of that only if you beat clinical coach. That's the issue. But another thing, I'm looking forward to watch Petrovic this game because against Sheffield United, he was on honeymoon. So today we can see how he will he deal with the pressure of playing against Newcastle.
I have to say that against Sheffield United, he looked calm on the ball. He looked calm on the ball. And let me ask you this: assuming the manager wants to start, he wants to give Christopher Nkunku a start. He wants him to start the game. Who makes way, and how much of an impact do you think he'd make? Let's hear you, Tobeho, if you're still there.
No, I don't think he'll start because he said he's ready for maybe 20 minutes and stuff. So I don't think it's necessary to start Christopher Nkungu. Also, won't be wise.
Mm. If you're in the chat, I want to hear you from Kunku gets to start. Who makes way? Let's hear you. If you're in the chat, who makes way, and how much of an impact do you think it have? I want to hear. I get your opinion. Just give me a second here. Let me take care of something quickly here. Adding credit for my bro and friend here on the panel here, panelists. The coolest Charles podcast. Let's go. So I might have to rewrite that, or maybe just make some changes to it to reflect the new name. Basa also have an academy in Lagos. Okay, I didn't know that. How far is this true, Coach? We are linked to Ramsdale. I think we've actually
Not
debunked that
true.
rumor before. It's absolute nonsense. Which actually makes sense. The fact that we're not looking at him, that's because it's not better than what we have. Sanchez has proven he's actually better than on the ball than him, and probably a better shot stopper shot stopper in my opinion. Sorry, I can't talk. By the time Poch brings him on, game will be over. We'll find out. That's a chance he starts. Poch never ceases to surprise us. Remember, Real Madrid Academy in Nigeria is located in Port Harcourt. Okay, not in Lagos. Okay, thank you. Because I knew I've seen something like that before. Dante, and that's only okay. You guys having a conversation there? Recollect how excited Kulasels was about Nagelsmann. I am just saying the window is still open and the train tickets are running low. Okay, you're the conductor, and the beautiful game is the train. No, the bus conductor. Okay, you are the train, the panic train driver. The the Bluetooth game is the panic bus driver. Yep. Oh no, the out driver, actually, the Pochettino out driver, and you are the panic train driver. Okay, but let's see what happens. I'm not ready. I haven't even left the house, let alone get to the train stop, train station to get it, to get onto the train or maybe bus station. Jackson Mixway, can you elaborate? I've asked this question. Let's say Nkunku gets to start today. Who do you guys think will make way? I want to hear you. It's not that simple, really. Maybe that's probably it'd be easier for the manager to still leave him on the bench, just because it's not going to be too sure who to drop to the bench for him to start. I think maybe Starlin, in my opinion, but let's find out. This is saying that would you take a swap of Ramsdale and Gallagher? I'd say no, really. I'd say no until we sign someone else and that person proves to be better than Gallagher. I'm not going to let Gallagher go. In my opinion, that's just me. And I've explained 1,000 times why right now, let's make do with what we have until we have enough talents that can provide that energy, the industry, the ball winning ability, and then and do more. Then I say let him go. But whether he stays or leaves, I don't care that much, in my opinion. Chelsea need a win today. Let us make sport. Ayub Juma, I hope we win. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. The only way Nkunku don't start is if Poch really is a bottle job. He was on the bench in the last game. What's Poch waiting for? Another injury. Here's the thing. I think usually you ease players in gradually. And I think so. I remember somebody in the chat has asked this question: what happened? What has happened to the approach of us helping players who are recovering from injury by you could say sending them to go play games with the academy? It's worked for us in the past. I'm not sure why we're not doing that right now. But his thing, I don't know. Chances are he starts. But let me ask you this question: the Bluetooth game. If he's going to start, who makes way? I'd like you to explain. Coach really messed up that tapping. Did I really? Okay. I have the golden ticket, Coach. Enjoy it. First class, I'm guessing. Enjoy the coffee and everything. But I will tell you again, I haven't even left the house, let alone arrive at the train station or maybe the bus station. No, bus stop maybe. Coachella, we have even printed some marketing materials. Was kind enough to take the model role. Let's see what else we have here. Dante travels to for free, coach. I don't think Dante has the gate tickets yet. I think Dante is still he isn't quite sure on what to do, but he has complaints. So maybe in the future the complaints will lead to him deciding, you know what, I'm getting on. I'm done. But let's see what happens. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people, and if you don't mind, if you look at the bottom right of your window, if you see the heart icon or the heart emoji, just click on the emoji pane. You can see 100% smiling the flower or what you call that, and the heart icon. Please click on them to help trigger the YouTube algorithm to push the stream to more people who be interested in being part of this conversation. It was easier to get a goal last game. 15 minutes of Nkunku would have been a dream debut, and also, yeah, and also you could say help his match fitness, in my opinion. But Poch did game management. Let's see what happens, coach. That's easy. Gallagher makes way for Nkunku. Then the rest of you have to make readjustments. So you I think we'll be missing a lot if Gallagher doesn't play. I have to be honest with you. That's not me saying he's the best player at Chelsea. He's that important right now, especially to Pochettino. And I'm going to tell you this: in your opinion, if you were the manager, you drop Gallagher to accommodate Nkunku. But I'm going to tell you this: Poch isn't going to do that. Gallagher starts. I'd see Mudryk dropping, or maybe Raheem Sterling dropping to the bench for him to accommodate Nkunku. Yeah, just remember I told you that. I don't see him because if you maybe you're not paying attention with regards to how important Gallagher is to Pochettino. That's not me saying he's the best player at Chelsea. And overall, you could. I'm not sure. Here's the thing, and the numbers show how important he's been in his selection pattern. Both, yeah, show how important he is to him. By the time coach gets it, won't be affordable. Yeah, I think by the time you guys know what's happening, uh, you won't be part of the party. That's how I want to see it. Next game are Wolves, Palace, and Wolves right now. You can say they are a wounded lion because they were battered the last time. Probably will. You can say they've been in. I'm going to look at their form actually, but we'll get to that next time. Palace and Luton. Is Poch gonna wait to play Nkunku versus Luton? I don't know. Let's see what happens. They're saying, someone please take coach's temperature, please. I'm fine. Honestly, I've smoked, you could say, a gallon of coffee because I woke up earlier than usual, and that helps. But I don't want to keep that pattern of waking up 1 a.m. No, I don't want that. Kachila Gallagher looked like he was running from player to player, telling them some instructions in their ears. Was he playing the game? I don't know. I don't know either, and I didn't pay attention to what he did on that day. After losing 4-1 last time, Poch will start more defensive players. I'd see us play with four center backs again today. And remember, when we were predicting the lineup for that last game, I think you can say the lineup, the outcome of that exercise on that day was you can say influenced by our you can say opinions, not really what we believe the manager would do before that particular game. But we did talk about the fact that we played with four center backs against Brighton and we were defensively solid. That chances where he'd do the same against Sheffield United, and lo and behold, he did that. And I'm saying now there's a chance he does that again today. But we'll see we'll find out in a few hours. It's live says Nkunku isn't fit enough to start from the start. Then he could start. Chances are he could start and play just and play 16 minutes or 15 minutes or the first half. But we don't know what the manager does. But we'll find out. Gallagher is a workshop. He cannot be dropped. Yep. That's how important he is to the manager. And Deborah McIntyre, I haven't seen you in a while. I hope you're doing well, and I appreciate you finding the time to join us this particular morning. I hope the case is that you've been busy and that nothing has happened. And if you're watching the show on Instagram, please consider following the account so you don't miss out anytime we have shows on. Poch is a very inconsistent coach tactically. I look him more than 13 games to apply tactical change in game. Never been impressed and never will be by him. Having experienced masters like Jose Mourinho, Carlo, and the others.
Mm.
Uh, hopefully he proves you wrong. Let's see what else we have here. I am keen to see a Disasi and Badiashile partnership today. That may well happen because this game, you could say, too soon for again, too soon for Thiago Silva. That's 2 games. I mean, he's not that young. I think he should be rested. He should be rested, and for Gusto to start in the right back position, and Disasi to come back in centrally and partner with Benoit Badiashile. Both are 2 excellent defenders, in my opinion. But let's see what the manager does. There's no telling what he does. But anyway, we'll still go ahead with the lineup prediction exercise and try our best to correctly predict the
Coach,
11 that he select to start that game. Go ahead. Go ahead, Tube, if you wanted to say something.
yeah, funny thing, people talk about Mauricio Pochettino in-game management. Also talking about the master, Jose Mourinho. Yes, you know him is the master, but he was schooled by Thiago Motta on Sunday, so clearly is losing his touch. So yeah, man, Chelsea fans like to complain all of the time. For example, do you watch our? Do they check our bench every time we play? It's awful, man. Sometimes you only need a good bench to change the game. But if you don't have the good enough players on the bench, you can't change the game. Another
Yeah.
thing, hopefully today, if you played those 4 center backs, hopefully today we get a goal from one of them. We need to neutralize in terms of set pieces because they're all tall and we need goals from them. That's my opinion.
Yeah, in all honesty, I think our bench have been awful. But hopefully it'd be better right now because if we have all the injured players back, we'd have a solid bench. But yeah, that hasn't been the case for a while now. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people that likes to go along with. Now, Coach, Big, you're still a legend. Look up. I appreciate you, brother. Much love to you. You know I love you. Let's see what else we have here. Gusto to start, you think? I do that. I start Augusto in the right back position, rest Thiago Silva because the games are coming in now just between 3 days, 1 game between 3 days. So we don't want to overplay him. If he gets injured, I think we'll be worse off. But let's see. The question is, will the manager do that? Currently, you can argue the manager is predictably unpredictable. I would take a Bruno Batman Salto if Todd is sacked. Bruno Sato, okay. Let's hope Isaac don't just watch through our CBs again. They need to communicate and have their heads on as well. That's the thing, which means the risk will always be there. If Thiago Silva is rested, then the risk is there. So maybe the manager would prefer starting Thiago Silva again to maintain that stability, and then maybe rest him for the next game. It depends. Thiago Silva will be the one to tell him whether you can say he's ready to play this game and that he's not tired. We don't know, but we'll find out. Let's see what else we have here. You mean Potter's brother from another mother? The legendary phrase, courtesy of Beautiful Mip Mip. Yep, I remember that one. Let's see what else we have here. Potter and his brother from another mother are looking for accommodation at Manchester United. Let's see. We could hire Frank, even today, as a good set piece coach. Frank Lampard? Which of the Franks you talking about? Lampard. I think I wasn't the one that said that to you. You heard that from someone else. I think we should, yeah, let's go straight to the lineup building exercise. Nothing new has emerged. Let me ask you this, Tabejo. Any news you want us to discuss before we move on?
Nah, man, I just want us to win this game so that I mean we can have peace for once or for a week. Follow up the Sheffield United win against Newcastle will be good. Then move to Wolves win again. Just having a habit of winning will do good to these young kids at the moment.
Yeah, I agree. As a lot of people, as Adebo Makunji will always remind us in the chat that as much as winning is a habit, losing can also become a habit. And once that happens, you say if we lose many games consecutively, yeah, what's it called? Low confidence will creep in, and once that happens, it's difficult to correct it, to find a fix. For lack of a better language, there. Following few comments, I will list the reasons why many of our squad should be started. And I've asked all of you in the chat. I think only one person has answered that question, and that's the Bluetooth game. His answered for him. So I'm waiting for all of you to answer the question. If Nkunku gets to start today, who do you think makes way? Let's hear you. I haven't heard anything from you. Frank has a 3 match reaction time. Too slow. Oh, wow. Ouch. That really hurts. That seriously hurts. Frank has a 3 match reaction time. Too slow. We can see the goal, and he takes 4 training sessions to to figure out what the heck happened. Wow, you are seriously not nice. I have to be honest with you. And quickly, if you're following us, following the show on Instagram, be sure to follow the account. Join us on YouTube, Chelsea Perspective on YouTube, to get a chance to win a large. You can say, I'm not going to say large sum, but you can win a lot on the 23rd of December when we do our Christmas giveaway. Thiago Silva is constantly looking to build up play and asking Gallagher to show up. What the heck, Heston? I think you make a good point. And when people, occasions where I've heard people argue that Thiago Silva, he seemed to be too slow on the ball. And I've always told them, look at this. He's always looking for somebody to open up, but that's not. I'm not joining you in blaming Gallagher right now because to me, he's not a deep line player in my opinion. He's always looking for somebody to make a decisive run, or uh, you can say open an extra passing lane where it matters. A progressive passing lane, not one that is sideways or backwards. So he usually waits for someone to open up in a good position. Then he passes the ball for them. And I've always told people, if let's say it takes him a few if it takes him 3 seconds to 5 seconds to pass the ball, once he does that, he cancels out. But once he passes the ball, he cancels out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, sometimes 6 opposition players. It's that intelligent. But a lot of people don't pay attention to that. But I get what you're coming from. Colwell is constantly trying to lob the ball over midfield to Mudrik when Gallagher is in the midfield. Yeah, what the heck again for the second time? Okay. Okay. Casado is thinking too much of venturing up the field, and that's because he's traditionally more of a box-to-box player than he is a sitting six. Why is his runs are creating interceptions with Gallagher? Again, what the heck? Once more. And the blue typical game says here, Gallagher plays like he's reading an instruction manual on how to play football in his pocket. Wow. You are really not nice. Gusto, why is he even thinking of overlapping? Because Gallagher likes to be overloading around Palmer. This whole thing, you could say, this whole thing put together reflects the fact that we're not playing as a unit now yet. The players, in my opinion, they're still all not in the same wavelength. In my opinion, Katsula coaching a lot. Let's see what else we have here. That's Adam Maxam Kali. How you spell your name there is something I'm not too sure. Mabas, I think you use more than why is he why did he yeah, you used more than 3 emojis, so that was why he deleted your message. Apologies for that. Big up coach Mabas Ofa, big up to you too. Happy birthday to me. But I hope Chelsea get a win on my birthday. That would be a perfect way to celebrate my birthday. And Mabas, happy birthday to you. I appreciate you. Let's celebrate you. Happy birthday to you, Mabas05. I wish you long life and prosperity. And thank you so much for telling us. We sincerely do appreciate that. Palmer, I should be sitting behind Jackson because Gallagher has agreed with Potter to be right wing whenever Gallagher likes. Oh, yeah. What the heck again? Coach, I think JC has more than answered the question. Why is he even on the pitch for only the reason to be scolded by Gallagher? Yeah, I don't like to see that really. Big up to you too, the Undertaker CFC. Lewis Hall to score the winning goal, Chelsea to lose. Okay, I remember you said that. We'll find out. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes to go a long way. I appreciate you all. Thank you so much, Coach. I am finally 18 now. Congratulations to you. I'll just go by. You've become a year wiser. I appreciate you telling us that it's your birthday. Happy birthday, Mabas05 from the Bluetooth game. Jackson and Starling, they are lucky when Gallagher is not sticking his leg between them. Let's see what else we have. Yeah, yes, I am, but I am okay. Sorry to hear that. You are now a man, Mabats. Yep, he's matured. Yep, he's matured. So, let's see what else we have here. Do you see now why there is no chemistry in our team? Because none is tracking Gallagher. Okay, let's see. Let's move on from that. We have to get to the match lineup prediction exercise as soon as possible. So we get it done. There you go. We're here. Yeah, I'm gonna take care of the most difficult aspect of the whole thing. I think, yeah, Petrovic. So don't bother yourself. I've done my research. I think it's gonna be Petrovic. Let's hear you, Atabejo, your back four. Not your back four. Who do you think the manager will select for the back four? Let's hear you.
I think this one is simple since that both left backs are not available, so Liverpool will start there. And on the other side, Malo Gusto, you're not sure that whether he's match fit or yet. He might be fully fit in terms of
I think he's
back.
fully fit. He played a part in that last game, didn't he?
Yes, he played bad. Okay, and then to be honest, I will start the back for that instead against Sheffield United just to keep.
So you think he's gonna do that?
I think he's going to do that.
Okay, so you think Silva plays? You don't think he dresses Silva, even though I would say this game probably came too soon for him, in my opinion, because he's not 20. But I'll put Silva there for you. We're trying to predict the lineup. And the right back, you think Disasi still plays at the right back? Tabeho, you're there?
Yes, correct. Disaster will play as a right back.
Yeah, chances are, I think he'd do that. I think so too. All right, if you're in the chat and you argue otherwise, you go ahead, we're into the lineup building exercise now. Rashi, nice to see you. I hope you're doing well. I appreciate you. Big up, come on. Okay, we'll find out. We'll find out today. I think I am better than Jackson up front. put my best up front. Maybe we should do that. Mabasa should be up front. He says he thinks he's better than Jackson. We'll find out. To summarize, Gallagher indeed is the most important jigsaw puzzle in our team. The one key to unlock the team. That may well be the case. Let's see what else we have here. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. Stay away from I'm not reading that. I'm not gonna do that. And Kunku did order blue balloons. JC said, "Yep, for celebration to celebrate his goals, not for anything else." You dirty mind set of people there in the chat. We need, yeah, let's see that. The same back four that we had for the last two games. I think it will happen. I think I agree. I don't see the manager changing it. Gordon is going to cook that fraud. We'll find out in a few hours, actually. Get Rashi Nightbot does not like you. Probably the speed at which he sent those messages. Rashi may have a point. Gordon versus the Sassy. I don't think so, but we'll find out. But I'd rather, in my opinion, I think let me just say this. I'd rather Gusto mark him. But I think probably Newcastle, are they really that physical that would be starting Disasi in the right back position? I'd say play what's his name, Malo Gusto there. He has space, overlapping runs to help the attack, overlapping runs to help the attack. Plus, defensively, he's proven that he's shown that he's actually excellent defensively. I get it, he's not perfect, but believe me, he's not 25. He's still at most 20 right now, isn't he? So I would start Gusto in the right back position and pair Desasi and Badiashile essentially, and rest Thiago Silva. Yeah, because if we overplay him, he gets injured, I think we'll be worse off. And I can't say that enough. Can you keep making a no? I'm not reading that again if I see it. My lineup prediction for Newcastle United game: goalkeeper Petrovic, left back Colwell, left centre back Badiashile, right centre back Disasi, right back Gusto. Okay, then left centre midfield Casado, and right centre midfield Enzo. Left midfield, really? Starling, a central attacking midfielder, Gallagher, right midfield, Palmer, striker, Jackson. Okay. Let's see. Dante, the problem is that Kachila has limited time and the game will start. Oh my gosh. Gordon always cuts inside. Okay, Kuku is a better destroyer at right back at least for 45 minutes, maybe. The duration of the game, in my opinion, I think we don't seem to appreciate how well Kuku has done of late. I forgot he's injured. Yep, he's out. Walking on my show. How you getting on, Coachella? I just finished watching second half closely. Okay, the last game. I can't complain. I'm doing well, and I hope you're doing well too. And please, guys, go check out Mitchie Boy's YouTube channel. Let's help him get to 2,000 subscribers as soon as possible. He's done well, and if you enjoy the shows on Just a Perspective, believe me, you will not regret watching any of his shows. Let's see what else we have here. Gallagher with one Mark Gordon punch instruction. I think he can actually unsettle him. Red card risk and maybe. I'm not too sure how to see that. The people born 2005 are now 18. The only people left is 2006, 2007, 2008, 2009. There's more until you get to this year. Those are the people left until they are 18. 2005 finally completed their teenage years. They finally enter their adult years. Let's see. Yes, we can deploy the guard on the right wing to do that. My lineup of Petrovic, the Sasiko, Silva, Bad Boy, Badi Ben, Bad Boy, Badishile, Casado, Gallagher, Stalin, Palmer, and Jacko, Nicholas Jackson. So I'm going to go Enzo Fernandez here. We know that for Sutton, I think he starts today. And I'm going to go, what's his name? I'm going to go Moses Casado here. Let's say Tubejo, what do you think? 2 6s. I don't see Gallagher playing as a 6 today. Let's hear you.
I agree with you. Enzo Fernandez needs to start today, but at the end of the day, it's up to Poch. So I need Enzo to start because he rested the last game. Maybe it's going to give us a fresh energy in the midfield.
Yeah, I think he's gonna start. Yeah, I've read that, and Mabasa05 here saying when Lukaku was my age, he signed for Chelsea. It was back in 2011. Okay, I hope you sign for a club too, because you've told us you're better than Jackson, so maybe you're a good footballer. We don't know. Chelsea Michi Boy saying I think Broya's movement in general is not what the coach needs. So sub only. At this point, I think he comes off the bench. He's looked. I think we're better off having Jackson on the pitch, unfortunately, from what we've seen so far. But that's just my opinion. Let's see what else, what we have here. Conor Gallagher is the new Henderson. I would say you're correct. Casada is now what we bought. A great performance. I think he did very well the last game, and hopefully he follows it up with another excellent performance today. Yellow cards galore this this game. Looks like it. Yeah. I mean, Enzo. Yeah, he was benched because we wanted to rest him, not because he was not a good player. Enzo needed. Yep. Versus a big team. Yeah, that's how you see it. We'll find out tomorrow. Could you know how it's gonna be? Poch, wait until we are 3-0 down, then bring on Nkunku, who promptly gets injured, and then the whole fan base becomes Poch out. I hope that doesn't happen. I hope if he's gonna make a change, he does that in time. I'm not a pro yet. I am a Sunday League level player. Um, it's you have to start from somewhere. But nice to see you at least. Dante, yeah, people are having a conversation there. Tabuha, have you spoken about the 2 6s? I think Gallagher starts here. And I'm going to say this: I don't think Nkunku starts. So I'll be shocked if he starts. So I'm going to go Gallagher here. Yep, Gallagher there. I'm going to go Paul Palmer, Cold Palmer, whichever one you prefer here. And I'm going to go, I think Sterling starts. That's what I think. I think the manager will not start Mudryk in this game. I'll be shocked if that happens. And I want Mudryk to play consistently. That's an excellent player in that kid, honestly, in my opinion. But I don't know. I think Raheem Sterling starts this game. But we'll see. Let's hear you, Tobeho. What do you make of the three in behind the striker, if you're there?
Yeah, I agree with you. Those three for me will start.
Yep, I believe so too. So let's see. Chimera, who? What did I? This Chimera here, and I didn't see him. Michi, you're confusing me now. Chimera isn't here yet. Let's see what else we have here. Petrovic is good on the ball at his feet. Do you know him that well, or you just because you felt you probably you felt like, or maybe you feel like Sanchez isn't good enough on the ball. Petrovic, okay, is good on the ball at his feet. Not only that, he is also a good shot stopper. A good shot stopper. Okay, goalkeepers are from Balkan countries go well together for Chelsea. So you're basing that comment there on the generalization that because he's from a Balkan country that he's good with his feet and a good shot stopper, not that you know him that well. Okay. Um, Johnny Miraz was right about Chelsea. Cobham is pure profit for Todd Bowley. That's just your opinion. Let's see what else we have here. I am just waiting to see if Poch learned anything from last game against Newcastle. He had a good view of how they play. I think it'd be interesting to see what he does. Nkunku will come on 20 to 25 minutes on the pitch. That's what Pot said in the press conference yesterday. I'd be shocked if he does anything different. But we'll find out. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. 40 likes. Let's try and get it to 50 as soon as possible. We need a win tonight. Vital to our players. Very important. Very important. Playing Gallagher in the 10, huge mistake against Newcastle United. Just opens games up for them like it did the last time. So what would you rather the manager do? Here's the thing. I'm saying Gallagher starts this game for sure. The question now is whether you think he plays him. I think he's going to play in the 10 role because Enzo is going to start, and Enzo is going to be the one to play the hybrid of 6, 8, and 6 role here because we know even beyond the structure, beyond the saying we're playing with 2-6-6, Enzo has the independence to be wherever he wants to be on the pitch, while Casado comes central. Central. So this is just the structure is just what you look at there, but the application is different. Uh, so I think Gallagher plays in the 10 role, but we'll find out. Is there any training footage of Nkunku? Does he look sharp? I haven't seen any. But I think he's trained for a while now and probably ready to play. Whether he's ready to play 19 minutes, I honestly do not know. Heard you say Chimera, so big up. No. Mitch, don't do this to me. You were the one that mentioned Chimera, and I started looking for him. Serbia and Czech Republic are Balkan countries, I know, but I'm just saying, you're basing your judgment, the fact you say that Petrovic, he's a good shot stopper and also good on the ball. You're basing that on the generalization that goalkeepers from those countries are usually good. So I'm asking you, do you know him well, or are you basing your judgment? You're basing your comment on that. That's what I want to know. If you're there with me, where does Gallagher play, Coach? I would say that's where he fits now because Enzo will most likely start in a deeper position. But for me, I'd say let's play Gallagher consistently on the wings. But the manager wants to utilize that his industry and energy and ball winning ability in the central area, not on the flanks. That's why I think he's going to start there. It's fluid anyway, so we'd also see him on the flanks sometimes. But if we can play Gallagher consistently in the right wing position, I think he will master that role. But probably no space for him there because we had other players. We have other players you could argue are better dribblers, and to be a winger, a good winger, sometimes you need to utilize a dribbler, use your dribbling ability to beat your man. So I'm not too sure. I think there's a lot to learn now that we have lots of the players coming back from injury. We need a few more games to figure out. You can say, let me say, to get a hold of the pattern, to be able to correctly predict what the manager would do for each game. But right now, it's everywhere. For multitude of reasons. Big up to you too. Playing Gallagher versus low block. Newcastle, they don't defend deep. They will come at you. They want they don't, except if against us they decide to do that because they know would struggle to beat them if they do that. But we'll find out. Palmer in the 10. It's not ideal, but a better option. At least he has brains and can watch his 6. Okay, let's see. What else we have here? Coaching is Coach is rigging all questions imposed by laying the foundation of any argument, saying Gallagher starts by default. You know that. You know that's the case, and I'm not gonna stay here and try to explain why I think that's gonna be the case. And I think you've seen me before bet that I'm gonna do against my bro Uncle Justice that I would do $100 giveaway if Conor Gallagher doesn't start the next game. But I'm not going to do it for this particular game. That's because the availability of Nkunku raises some questions. But I still think Gallagher starts because he's different. Nkunku cannot offer what Gallagher offers. Chelsea should sign a Paulinha and send Ugochukwu out on loan and keep a Lavia as a backup competition to Paulinha. Wow, some argument there, but we'll see what happens. And Michi has shared the link to his live show, 18:00 UK time, which is going to be what time? My time, I don't know. But just click through. Click through the link, and you will see the correct time for your time zone. Before I am streaming it. Okay, before is it before the game? Before and during the game, because I usually do pre-game shows and I wanted to do watch along today, but let's see what happens. Tune in when Coachella and on. Whenever you want to go join him, go join him. We're one here. He's a brother and I trust him. And if you look at our channel page, you see his channel as one of the recommended channels, and that's because I trust him. On a serious note, Coach Enzo will be on the bench and Gallagher starts. I don't think so. That's not going to happen. And if you want to bet, we'll bet that. I think Enzo starts this game. And I'm still saying I think Gallagher starts. I am not saying I want that. I'm just dusting my train tickets. I don't think Enzo starts on the bench. I would put Gallagher in central midfield and on another mid they destroyed us there last time. So much space. Did he play the last game against Newcastle United? He didn't play. Did he play that game? I'd say no. I can't quite remember. But I think that was one of the games that I was arguing that had he
No,
played, he didn't play, right?
don't believe so.
Yeah, so we missed his energy. That was the game I was telling people on X, formerly Twitter, that we probably missed his energy. At least I'm not saying that had he played, that outcome could have been different, would have been different. But his presence means at least the midfield will be a fight. Gallagher will start. He's playing to a high standard. The X timeline is flooded with the Gallagher debate. Boring. People aren't paying attention. Whether you hate him or love him, he's the manager's most important player right now. Michi, your high standards.
Oh, he did play. He did start.
Did he play that one?
It was
What
against
game did he miss?
United.
And I was arguing that his
United.
presence was missed.
United.
Was it United? Okay. Big
Yeah.
up, coach. Big up to you too, Rich Money Maker. I hope you're doing well. If Gallagher doesn't sign a contract, we have to sell him. I think everything comes down to whether he puts pen to paper for a long-term contract. It's just I wouldn't sell him till the summer. His replacements aren't fit yet. You could argue that, but we'll find out what happens. I thought you were gonna shave your beard when Chelsea won. I never said that. No, I never said that. My wife dictates what happens to my beard. It's not any of you out there. So I'm sorry about that to disappoint you. Eugene, nice to see you. He just trimmed it. Yep, just trimmed it, and it looked cleaner. Yep, and I'm not gonna shave it. My wife likes it, so yeah. Because I wasn't a proper, it wasn't a proper win, and I didn't promise I was gonna shave it. I'm off today, so I'm gonna do a Mitchell Boy marathon. Okay, good to hear. Bench Enzo for long, and the coach is gone. He must balance and put the interest of the club. You could argue that too. But please watch Coachella when he's on and rate me when he's not on. Whichever one you prefer. It doesn't matter. We're one. So don't worry. Since Jackson exposed the nighttime social media activities, we hardly see Jerry in daytime streams. Jerry is busy. He has other obligations, and bills don't pay themselves. A man has to work to earn money and pay. Of course, Gallagher played in that one. Okay. A big up, Dodger. Don't tire yourself out, because yeah, you have to be part of the marathon later today. I need you at half. No, you're not taking him off at halftime. You take him after full time. Okay, Dagny from Ethiopia. Nice to see you, brother, Mr. Banner. This lineup is good, but Gallagher should be a midfielder. Why is Gallagher line up as a forward? Okay. Here's the thing. That's where we think he plays, because Enzo comes in. Maybe Enzo plays in the 10 and he plays in a deeper role because he did well the last time. We don't know, but we'll find out. But Enzo looks lost whenever he gets to play in the 10 role. Mitchie, you got him. Coach, we all know you love Gallagher. So how much are you gonna offer him to sign a new contract? Look, you're going to hell, and you getting every day you're getting closer and closer to hell, and I'm not. I'm not gonna answer that question, bro. Let's see what else you have here. Realistic Rogers on the house. Check Nkunku training out on my CFC Jingles YouTube channel. Go check it out if you want to see Nkunku training. There you go, the beautiful game. Jude has a video of Nkunku training. Go check it out there. Roger Donkey, good to hear you. That one there. Hi, Coach. Victor Gyökeres. Is it Gyökeres? Victor Gyökeres. Good last night. I don't judge a player by a single game, and I'm not gonna preach for the club to go pay 100 million for somebody who was in the championship last season. The fact that he was in the championship last season doesn't imply or suggest it's not good enough. But yeah, I don't think we should pay 100 million for him, in my opinion. Whether it's in pounds or euros, I don't care. And our Chelsea scouts were watching him. What do the panel think of Victor Gyökeres? He's good, I would say, but not 100 million for me. And I don't think we should go for him. He's not proven. one season isn't enough to say, yeah, that's the guy. I am afraid of being a stone to that if I enter Mitchell Boy's den with the gala points. I can't read some stuff. Sometimes the automated Google's automated system policing system will pick it up, and then the video will be demonetized until I manually tell them, hey, what's going on here? Please don't say the rumors out. Keep it quiet. You know what happens to Uate. It doesn't matter. I don't think we're signing that guy for 100 million pounds. No. It's all pro Gala on Mitch's YouTube channel. Let's see what else we have here. I would take Victor. He's powerful and would suit Premier League. Doesn't look pacey though, but can finish. But the price tag is something special. Mediocrity everywhere. Sign Victor who Gyökeres. People think he's that good. Coach, would you take Victor Boniface at Chelsea? I'm gonna say this. I would say right now I don't want another African striker for a reason I've explained. But he's an excellent finisher. There's also Gulesi, who's stopping. Is it Kane? At one point, it was Guresi who was topping the Bundesliga goal scorers table. I'm not quite sure who right now, but Boniface is up there. But my point is, I don't want any other African striker. Yeah, I don't want a situation. We don't have the luxury to lose two of our best players and still be doing well. We don't have that luxury right now, even if it is just for 20 days. In my opinion, 86 million for him. Million pounds, that's a lot of money in my opinion. Buy Osimhen instead, yeah, I'd say do that. We need a pro Gala to balance the hate, to be honest, on other channels. Here's the thing. My argument is that people don't seem to be objective whenever they speak about Gallagher. They just you can say the way it comes out of their mouth, simply downright hatred. Not saying, just they say I want him sold. Why you want him sold? They can elaborate, and I've explained. And I'm telling people he's not my favorite Chelsea player. I know there's a good player in him. I know he can get better, and I agree he's gotten better. And I realize he is one of the manager's most important player, if not the manager's most important player. And a lot of people actually don't pay attention to that. Actually, they don't recognize he brings anything to the table. But that's just me, coach. I thought only one loan move was permitted during the season. How come Roger is always on loan and returning to his parent club? I suspect there's some fraudulent activities are happening. Maybe we have to look at their contract. We have to see happen to Barca. It can happen to us. We need world-class quality players from now on. Yep, and Victor, as good as he's shown he can be, I don't think we should pay that much money for him, in my opinion. In the panel, do you think we should go for a new left back in January? For reasons I've explained before, I actually have a video explaining why I think Chelsea will go for a left back. And rumors are that we're interested in signing Inter Milan's left back, and also AC Milan's left back in Theo Hernandez. I like him so much. I really do like him. Let's see what else we have here. What about Guresi? I've talked about him. I like him. He's an excellent finisher too. Not about power. It's about finesse. And he's an intelligent player. Michi, okay, people having a conversation there. Victor, think of Solanke from Bournemouth. What do you think of Solanke from Bournemouth? I'd say no. He's gone. He wanted to leave Chelsea. We sold him. And he's not. I'd rather, if we're going to do that, let's go for, what's his name? Oli Watkins. You can say, the quality of discussion, it is the duty of his of the hist to be objective. Thank you. Hist or gist. Yep. Hi, coach. I almost forgot to tell you. Okay, there's also Sports Personality of the Year 2023 award tonight. I am going to be watching it. Okay, just bring us the updates as usual. Chelsea paying good amount of money to Fabrizio Romano. Seeing yesterday's post about Victor Gyökeres, how he praised him just to make us fans to accept that player without a lot of anger. Here's the thing: if you believe that's the case, that's you. But I don't judge a player by a single game. And also, I don't think we should pay that much money for him. I remember when Guirassy scored against Chelsea in the Champions League of 3 years ago. I didn't actually know at the time that he was that good, and I don't even recognize him or remember who he is. Ferran Torres for 50 million, not bad, but I think we should look for more of a traditional number 9. The only reason why I would say Gallagher is because he's pure profit. He's the only player of his kind that would legitimately get Chelsea 65 million pounds. Funny enough, he's actually our most prized asset right now. You could argue that. Solanke is a Champions League level. I don't even need to argue that. Torres was enough for CFC. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. 3 more to get it to 100. Come on, people. Let's make it happen. And when the beautiful game says it, you have to do it. Roger Dodger, welcome to the panel. Chairman of the Goalkeepers Union. The managers are lawyers, but I don't know yet whether Pochettino has contracted you. It doesn't look like, but you are from outside the fence showing him if he needs a lawyer, you're available. Roger, big up to you, brother. Let's start by asking you, are you looking forward to this particular game? Let's hear you before we even ask you to take a look at the players we've selected so far, whether you agree or disagree. But let's hear you, Roger Dodger. Donkey.
Hello, sir. Hola.
Yep. Gracious.
Yeah, I had a rough night, to be honest with you. I think I had food poisoning again, so I haven't slept all night, but I'm okay. Doing much better.
Was that Mitch's fault or something else? Mitch's fault?
No. Don't get me in trouble.
But overall, Roger, you're better, right?
Yeah, a lot better than I was a few hours ago. But you know, it is an interesting game. By the way, I must confess, I laughed my socks off when I listened to our coach when he was asked about the World Cup in 2025, and his response was,
I liked that one too.
That was sincerely humorous, and you know the way he reacted by asking his PR chap about his contract. That was wonderful. That was a good insight into his personality. I laughed a lot on that one. That was good, which is a good sign, you know, because you need to have that good rapport with the press because they can make your life hell, as we all know. Listen, really, I am looking forward to it, Coach. A bit nervous though, I must say. They dispatched us quite handedly last time, but if my memory serves me correctly, we did kind of give them a few openings, and if my memory serves me correctly,
we were lackluster on that thing.
Yeah, we were, and we weren't exactly clinical as usual. Let's be honest here. You know what? I'm looking at the lineup that you provided, chaps, and yeah, I think the back 5, obviously. I can't see any deviation from that other than obviously a knock or an injury or something. I think that's pretty solid. The centre 2, yeah. Listen, Caicedo redeemed himself in the last match. When you look at his statistics and when you watch the game a few times, he was quite outstanding. He really was. If he can maintain this is very early on.
Would you say his progress is made progress after every game?
Yeah, with a few hiccups here and there, a few exceptions, but that's let's be honest here. No one has really been consistent all year at a high standard. There are a few exceptions. You know, obviously Palmer has been outstanding for the most part. I'd grade him on average about 7, 7.5, and 8 for most of the games he's played. He's had 1 or 2 lackluster performances, but listen, A, he's a fetus. B, he's new to the club. C, listen, it's hard to play and maintain an 8 out of 10 each and every week or each and every match, especially when there's so much inconsistency around you, not just with personnel, but with the level of play from people around you. He's so young. We should not be looking at Palmer, for instance, to look for leadership. And that you know, and that does come invariably from, you must admit, from Silva, obviously, by example. Listen, as much as I critique my cousin, Sterling had a very solid game. His acceleration, his cross to open up that.
Even defensively.
Yeah, his run back, his tackle. I was like, what? I had to rub my eyes.
I could not believe it.
I'm like, am I watching another?
Usually, he played, let's say, if he plays 25 minutes, the other 20 minutes, he'd be a passenger. But he was active throughout his stay. But go ahead, Roger. Sorry for cutting you off.
Yeah, not even a passenger with a ticket. I think he's on the roof. Yeah, you're right. So this begs the question: why can't he do this game in, game out, minute in, minute out? That's what begs it. So he can prove he can track back. Listen, he was good. If it wasn't for him, let's be honest, that first goal doesn't transpire. You have to give him credit where credit's due.
Yeah.
Did he play perfectly the whole game? No, but he played well when it mattered.
Yeah.
And so I give him that. Palmer, obviously, our forwards, we have issues with them. As much as I like Broja, from very little of what we've seen of him, I'm not sure if you give him 100 passes like that again, I'm not sure if you ask him to hit it over the bar like he did, he'd miss and he'd probably inadvertently put it in the back of the net. I can't believe some point blank range that he missed. I mean, it happens to the best of them, but
it happens.
Yeah, no, I get it. But
if I show you the one for Haaland, you're gonna throw up too.
Yeah.
Yes,
and I've seen. I'm trying to think who else. Oh yeah, of course. The German chap that went back
even
to Germany.
Ronaldo de Lima, he has missed some.
Yeah,
all of them.
Yeah, basically every player on the planet has done that. I get that, but it was astoundingly. I was shocked. Actually, when you watch the game a second time, you expect the ball to go in. It's that bloody close.
Yeah.
But we have to control the midfield.
Say the direction the ball went on that day defies logic.
Yeah, it's like it's the second time I'm looking like this can't be my medication. It's like I was really expecting that ball to go in the back of the net. But listen, I'm not sure. I wouldn't be surprised if Palmer actually doesn't start. Maybe
I
we
think he
rest him.
starts.
No, I do too. Yeah. But I'm thinking of Mudryk on the left, Sterling on the right.
On the left.
Sorry?
You think it's going to be Mudryk on the left?
I think there's a possibility. I'm not saying it will happen, but if it does transpire, I wouldn't be surprised because of the gaps that will be left. And I think Sterling could give Livramento.
Here's what we're going to do, Roger, if you don't mind. I'm going to give those in the chat the microphone back.
Of course.
We're all cut up. Then I'll come back. I'll have you look at the lineup from the back, from the goalkeeper to where we stopped. And you don't have to worry. I've taken my time to do my research and selected the goalkeeper, which usually the most difficult part of the whole thing. You know that, right?
That's what makes you a pro, coach.
So, Patrick, thank you for all the updates. If you're in the chat, Patrick usually updates us. He has a lot of updates for us. Pay attention to it. And believe me, lots of update comes from him. Was he asking a question here? Let me look at this again. Sorry, let me look at this. It says, Coach, who do you think is going to win this year? I remember last year, Bet made the England and Arsenal football one sports or personality last year. I'm not sure. It's not something that I pay attention to. I have to be honest to you. Bless up chat, CBK Games Dogs. Nice to see you. I hope you're doing well. It's been a minute. I hope you're well. I hope the case is that you've been busy and not that anything has happened. Or the quoting section. You know who says that, Roger. But big up. Roger, big game for Petrovic. Big one indeed. And we will have the chairman of the goalkeepers union talk about him once I get back to the panel. And big up my bro. My bro is in the house. Nice to see you, Declan.
It's going to be a good litmus test for Petrovic.
Sorry, what did you say, Roger?
I wish Stamford Bridge was this noisy. I think it's just going to be a very good litmus test for Petrovic. He had He had a good christening for his debut, full game, and this will test his mettle.
And let me ask you this, Roger, quickly. And I think you've said something to that effect already. It doesn't matter whether he was tested a lot, or not. Keeping the clean sheet will go a long way.
Yes, you know how I feel. I look at the game through the prism of a goalkeeper's eyes, and I believe fundamentally the foundation of a good team. Obviously it's built through the spine, but through the middle.
Mm-hmm.
But listen, the old adage that if you don't concede goals, you don't lose games, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I believe in that. I look at games through a very one-dimensional aspect with regards to defense, first and foremost.
Yeah. I'm happy he kept a clean sheet. It doesn't matter. Again, a lot of people were saying he wasn't tested. It doesn't matter. It counts. It helps. It's a confidence. It would be a confidence booster for him, in my opinion. Big up to you too. Declare, nice to see you once more, brother. I think Gallagher will win it. I hope he does. That will make for a good show. Manners and respect. Yep, big up to you. Respect to you too. And Coachella, someone has made a ticket reservation in the name of Roger, but he is not turning up to pay. Something strange is going. Here's the thing: you should know Roger well enough, and you didn't pay attention to the introduction, did you? The chairman of the goalkeepers union, the manager's attorney, for lack of a better language, or maybe lawyer, but I'm not quite sure. Poch has reached out yet, and Poch, I don't think he needs one at this point. But you can say Roger has been on the ground campaigning in case if he needs someone, he'd be there to protect him. But Roger does it objectively. If Poch doesn't, because he will probably, you can say, implicate his client because he does everything realistically, as what's the name, Constantine Dante would say. Ferran Torres, Lucas Paqueta, and Theo Hernandez were cooking back to top four. I need us to sign Theo Hernandez. He can be physical. He has pace. He's a good passer of the ball. He has everything to him. Coach, what language are you fluent in? I speak of 3 languages. I speak English. I speak Igbo. I speak Hausa language. I understand a bit of Yoruba, but I can't speak Yoruba.
Your American's pretty good. Not bad.
Okay, like American is a language still, right? I've heard people say that.
Repeat after me. I reckon. I'm kidding.
Oh, well, I know, Roger. What do you think of signing a Galatasaray fullback, Sacha Bowie, a similarity to Kyle Walker? I don't know him that well, so I don't even know him. Let me be honest here. There's no way Juve selling Chiesa under 100 million. But he's another player that's injury prone. Okay, having a conversation there. Let's see what else we have here. Hit the like button, people. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. 54 likes. Let's try to get it to 60 and see if we can get it to 100. And Del Wilson saying we shouldn't be overpaying and making signings in January because in January you pay premium. Yep. I think JC did talk about that yesterday also. Just let the season end. Yep. Play it out. But I think we may well, if we do well enough and feel like signing a new player, signing players in general will help us achieve a top 4 European place. I think we'll do that. I think Ferran will cook for Barca this season. Yep. Okay, just saying hi to Declat there. I can play everywhere in attack, and that's the sort of you can say front players that we're looking for these days, according to what we were told. All right, I'm gonna scroll quite a lot to get to the very bottom, because I want to come back to Roger as soon as possible. Click that, please. Timestamp, please, Coach Starling. Prop. He is outstanding. Who is outstanding? Pedro, you're an OG here. Who is outstanding? You can't just say he. People having a good conversation then. Nice to see that, Coach. Now we know Roger is definitely unwell. Why are you saying that, man? Why are you saying that? Good news, everyone. Connie Chukwuemeka will be back next month. Okay. And then next month we'll hear he will be back in 2027. Let's see what else we have here. People having good conversation there, and that's okay by me. Let's see anything else here. A lot of things. In other words, Roger, I didn't say that. Just go away. I didn't say that. Okay. People settling scores there. Okay. Okay. Let's hear you, Roger. Just let me see. It looks like there are a few serious things here I need to look at. And Jonathan Fernandez says, Enzo Fernandez, are you his brother? You let us know. Let's see anything else to address here. Mabas, okay. Okay, thank you. I appreciate that. So does that count as another language? People are saying we can get 80 million for Sporting Striker. That's too much, really. I have to say that quickly. What do you think, Chelsea? When do you think Chelsea will win the Premier League? I think next 2 years.
That's a good question.
It's possible next year, as long as we're part of it. It's possible, but it would take a lot for it to happen next year. And what that is, I honestly don't know. I have to be honest with you. Coach, inaccurate tapping, you nearly missed the goal. I didn't indicate that January is best time to sell players. No, you said January, if you sign a player in January, you pay premium. Maybe you weren't listening to what I said. So you're the one. I gave you a pass. You just booted it, and the rugby union will be proud of you. Gallagher is not top. In a normal situation, he couldn't find a way to the starting 11. But right now, do you agree he's been one of our best players so far? If not one of our best players, and numbers don't lie. But at the moment, some of the fans hate him because he is more useful than their expensive players. Oh, you finished your comments so well. I like. They're not gonna like you in the chat, so you deserve this. Wow. They'd punch you in the face if you were standing in their face. Stalin, outstanding, but you are as well. Okay. Let's see what else we have here. But nice to see you once more, Pedro. Anything else to address? Okay, Patrick. Lots of updates from Patrick here. You guys should pay attention. Good updates from him. Let's see what else we have. Hi, Roger. Do you think two attacking experienced players in January? I don't think I understand that question. Do you think we will get two attacking? I'm not sure, Roger. If you can decipher the question.
Yeah, he's asking in this transfer window, will we get two experienced attackers in January?
Okay.
I'm not sure by definition of experience, as in greater than the average median squad age. Yeah, if they are going to, I don't think they're going to buy anyone less than 24, 25. I just don't see that happening unless someone falls in our lap for an unbelievably steal of the century, if you know what I mean. Other than that, no, probably not. I'm not sure where we do address, to be honest with you. I think there's a strong possibility that we get a number 9, an established number 9, someone like, a Tony perhaps, or from Napoli. Who knows? And there is a possibility.
Do you really think we'll still be able to get Ivan Tony? It looks like you're not paying attention to what's going on, Roger.
No, I'm just saying like an example, meaning, his experience, or a Kane, which is never going to happen. But I'm just giving that kind of, and I think depending on what transpires with Petrovic, I mean, he could flop. He could be outstanding, assuming he's not ready for the big lights, big silly. I think there's a strong possibility we may have to get an established keeper. Someone that's worthy of a top 5 to top 10 Premier League. Seriously, if God forbid, and I don't wish this on him. Obviously, I'm a diehard Chelsea fan, but what happens if he gets injured or stinks the place up? We may be left with no alternative but to splash the catch for that important position. So, as opposed to 2 attacking, that it's possible. I just hope we don't We don't do another Cucurella. No disrespect to him, but it's the truth, though. There's a reason why City didn't go above 40. And I know this transfer window
Okay, in terms of overpaying, when you say
but it's a double hit. It's a double hit because it's a premium for the transfer window, and it's a double premium for us being who we are. So we're going to pay over the top premium, in my opinion, and we can't afford to be taken to the cleaners.
Yeah, I think I agree with you. 2025 will be the first time in 8 years since Chelsea last won the Premier League. Okay, let's see. We won. We're not winning the Premier League with Poch. I think we can. If we equip him well, I think we can. Nightbot not speaking to me. Is fighting with you. Can someone please plug out coach's soundboard? No. Nobody will. What am I looking for? No, nobody will. Okay, just saying. Which player? Okay, Michi. Somebody asked you a question in the chat there, and Rich Money Makers, your man next year, and my bro Michi with the donation here. Michi, I appreciate you. You don't have to do that, but I appreciate the love. Christmas cheer to my biggest supporter, the East, the Gist, and whatever you call yourself, the Scottish Poch.
The Scottish Poch. What a great name, huh? That's an unbelievable. It's great. It's
great, yeah.
The only question is, why didn't he come up with this earlier? Seriously, it's a great name. It's like Glen 10 I like a lot, but this one is seriously one of the top names I've ever heard.
With also a seriousness.
By the way, he's from East London, really. He's a Cockney. Yeah.
I thought he was from Scotland.
I'm kidding, mate. I'm kidding.
Okay. Mitzi, I appreciate the support, brother. Much love to you. I don't like you either, but thank you. We should sign a goalkeeper, save number 9 for summer. No, I'd rather we save a goalkeeper for forever, actually, until we see Petrovic. We get to see whether he's good enough or not. I don't think it will make sense to sign another goalkeeper right now. Mitchy boy, thank you so much once more. Goalkeeper and a finisher. A goalkeeper that can score goals would be nice. Maybe we'll go get who was that? I can't quite remember. Thanks, Roger, for your answer. I appreciate the answer, Roger. Any buy in January is overpaying. But here's the thing: if we're desperate, if we feel like we need, if we make purchases in January that will help us achieve a European place, I said let's do it. Why not? All the time we want to buy from all the teams we want to buy from will be challenging, or should be most likely challenging, and we're known to pay premium for players we buy. So yeah, I hate him too. I hate you too, bro. I think we can. The Premier League under Poch, never say never. In football, I don't know if you guys agree with me or not. I think I agree with you. There's a first for everything. That soundboard only have 4 sounds. It has too many. You don't know. It has suspense and every other thing. I think it has 9, around 18 sounds. It's not positive to be named after Poch. Wow. You don't like him that much. Gallagher, live in the chat. Yep. Okay. Gata. Okay. That's what you say your name is. I forgot about the Scotch Poch. It's because of my new training top. Yep. I think it was Jerry that started that. Yeah, exactly. Let's see what else we have here, Coach. During yesterday's streams, we tried to find an emoji which reflects a certain person. Don't do that. Don't do that. Actually, can we try different sound options? No. No, just go away. And you guys are not going to drag me to hell. Coach, what sound would you use for Roger? Respect.
Aretha Franklin?
Maybe. Let me bring you back to the discussion now. Then I'll go to Declared in a bit. And Declared.
Hey, Declared. How are you, sir?
Declared, thank you so much for finding the time to join us. Here's to you.
How is it, man?
I appreciate you. I appreciate you,
Yeah,
Declan. I appreciate
it's
you.
good to hear. Good to hear and see you, Albin.
And it's a good
Yeah,
sign. The last
I
time he
barely knew
was
how
here,
this thing works.
the last time he was here, we won the game, right?
Yeah, we won a game too. That's the only reason I jumped on.
Okay.
How can I jump on a losing game?
So, Roger, look at the lineup. Or what do you
Yeah.
think? Petrovic between the sticks, two center backs, Badia Chile and Silva right back. This C. Colwell left back, 266 Enzo Fernandez, and Moses Casado, 10 Conor Gallagher, right wing, Cole Palmer, left wing, Raheem Sterling. We think he'd still go with the same back four until you can say things stabilize for a while before he will start. You can say you can say Gusto will get a chance again. That's how I see it. And remember, we thought he was going to do that, and he did that the last game. But let's hear you.
Yeah, no, I think looking at this squad that has been put forward, I think it's a pretty solid pick. I mean, assuming everyone's healthy that's been listed here, I probably wouldn't deviate from this. I think that's a 95+% chance of, let's say, out of the 10 players you've got listed thus far, I'd say 9 out of 10 will probably be the same, if not 10 out of 10. You know, the only thing I just want to say about the window, if I may, just ever so quickly,
Go ahead.
if reports are indeed true about our left back that played in midfield that went on loan to Newcastle, if that loan doesn't indeed turn out to be a permanent move based on the amount of games or minutes played, I don't see why. I know it would be for pure profit. I get that, but he would fill a role that is sorely needed based on the injuries we have for next year. I'm talking about, obviously, unless he's returned in January, which I doubt it. He's eligible to play against us, by the way.
Yeah, tonight. I heard that too.
Yeah, just to let you know. Yeah, okay. So
they don't even need our permission for that to happen.
Yeah, which I'm shocked was I thought you actually did. I guess certain cup games or competitions don't apply. I actually thought it was among all domestic games if you were a loanee, unless specified or agreed upon prior to. But what do I know?
Yeah, they say that's done only in the Premier League.
Okay, I wasn't sure of that.
But go ahead. But I remember under Frank Lampard, we had to give the permission for Tomori and who again to play against us. But maybe they've changed it. But go ahead. I'm not too sure how that works actually. But go ahead, Rosa.
No, I get it. So I just wanted to mention that because if indeed these reports are accurate, I think it would be a welcome addition to our squad next year. As for this, you know, listen, I can't believe actually Enzo, that's the first Premier League game he's missed as a starter since actually coming to Chelsea. I was really surprised where he was benched or rotated, I should say. I was very surprised that I thought that wasn't the only one, but yeah, I can see maybe a Palmer or a Caicedo, maybe rotating, you know, maybe resting one. I don't know. How many minutes did Caicedo play the last game? Was he subbed off? I don't believe he was he?
The last game?
Yeah, let me check. I don't believe he was.
I think he finished the game.
I wouldn't be surprised if either Palmer or Caicedo is indeed not going to start. But then again, having said that, I wouldn't be surprised if they both do start. Oh, you got it. Okay, so you're beating me to it. Sorry. So,
I'm going to, but it's going to cost me a lot of problems. But go ahead.
But I think he wants this. Listen, he's been to Wembley before. He's tasted, you know, that dessert, so to speak, and I think he wants that again. This is a very good opportunity. It's not a walkover. This is a very tough team. They spanked us a couple of games ago. But considering City's out of who's left in the cup, by the way? I haven't looked at it. It's been a while since I looked, but it's...
I think the big guys are all out.
City's out. I know that. I know United's out too. So...
by the way, Casado played 90 minutes. Let me see.
So there's a possibility he could be rotated. and come on as a sub. Who knows? Or Palmer. Palmer's been playing a lot of minutes. So, so I wouldn't be surprised if there's a small tweak in the squad, like maybe even have a even though it's a big game, but have a Cobham player like a Gilchrist or someone. I wouldn't be surprised. But there's going to be possibly one wrinkle. But if there's
Liverpool is still in it. Sorry, Liverpool is still in it.
Yeah. Okay. Did you watch the United Liverpool game? 34 shots to 6 or something.
No,
it was how they didn't concede a dozen or so. I have no idea. But listen, Liverpool are a very good team, and they can.
Liverpool, West Ham are both still in it.
Yeah, West Ham's not a walkover either. But as long as a couple, Arsenal in it, I forget now. I'd have to look it up. I should have done my research. Sorry, coach. But
you said who?
Newcastle. I'm sorry, not Newcastle.
Yeah, it is. It is Everton, Fulham. Is this correct? Is this what I'm looking at?
Oh yeah, Everton, Fulham, Port Vale, Middlesbrough, Chelsea.
Yeah, Port Vale. Yeah, Middlesbrough. And then
who's
Chelsea,
the other?
Newcastle, and then
who's
Liverpool.
The other two?
West Ham.
Liverpool. Let's see. Yeah, okay. So a lot of the Arsenal are out too. So a lot of the big boys are out. So he probably won't be resting too many players then, when you think about it in that regard. But hold on, we played Saturday, didn't we? Let's see who was on our bench. I'm trying to think. I don't see
You're not
really
going to see anybody. We don't know who's going to be on the bench today until the game starts. But
yeah, but
I think we'll have a better bench today, in my opinion.
Yeah, obviously Nkunku's going to be on there, or either Broyo or. But a Maatsen may, I don't know, or a Gilchrist, but that's about it, I guess. I don't believe that Bergstrom or Bettinelli will start. I think it's going to be Petrovic. So I think realistically, your list of players, I can't see more than one being wrong.
I think we'll see changes in the attacking area.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if you've nailed it 100%. Possibly one player could be different. Wouldn't it be funny if it's like 9 out of 10 on? No, it's impossible. We just don't have the depth. But I think this is pretty much plug and play, isn't it, really?
Yeah, let's see what happens. Declan, let's hear you. I'm sure your fellow Aussie
what about Gusto? Where's Gusto's status? Sorry.
I was thinking maybe Thiago Silva will be rested because he just played 2 days ago and it's not 22 anymore. But maybe we'll use the poll. I think somebody in I think it was
I wouldn't be surprised if Silva is rested. But he's a freak of nature. The man looks after his body incredibly well. So this is a big game. But those are the only two. Yeah, that's right. Actually, either Palmer, Caicedo, or Silva are the only ones that possibly may not actually be in the starting 11. But I wouldn't be surprised at all if what we see on this screen here are actual starters for the most part. Sorry.
Declan, let me start you. Big up and welcome back to the panel. I hope you're doing well. Sorry, I haven't reached out to see how you're doing. Let's start you with this question on the screen. Do you think we need another right back? I've answered that 1,000 times, so I'll let you answer this one before we get your opinion on the players we selected so far.
As in next season or in January?
No, as in January, I think probably, or next season. Or you can say the same thing, actually, in my opinion. I don't know. But he just asked, this question just asks, do you think we need another right back?
Yeah. I think that.
I think your microphone is a bit low.
Can you hear me now?
No.
Yeah, we can hear you. Yeah.
Is it still low?
It's better. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was saying,
sorry, mate.
We do. Roger up to his old little tricks.
You think we do? How about the fact that Sassi can play right back? We have Gusto and we have the kid. Is it Gilchrist? Is it right back?
It's not about.
Go ahead,
Coach. It's not about just like having someone there.
Mm-hmm.
We all felt great about Reece James, one of our best players. We said, wait till you know how, like, not even just this season, last season, and even you could say the season before. Wait till Reece James gets back fit, established. We had good games under him, but he's always been missing, and we always just waiting for his return because we felt like I had such an impact on the team. It's been too many seasons, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's been way too many seasons, and we're at the stage where none of these players, maybe Palmer, right?
Mm-hmm.
None of these players have earned their position. This is a very inconsistent team. No one has the right to say this position's mine. Nothing. In the same sense of, do we need a right back? We can say we can need any other position, right? No one has established any other position. Every position on this field right now is up for grabs for anyone in the team or anyone that comes in. And right now we're trying to build a backbone.
Sees it like that, right?
Not even manager, coach. Going forward, for whatever manager is here, right? You need a backbone of a team. You need a foundation of a team. People that are about the club. Not even just about the club, just a pillar in the team. They play week in, week out, right? And they're our top player, right? They're one of our top players. We need a backbone, a core. That core is going to carry whatever team we have. You need at least 5, 6, 7 players, right? And then you can add in anyone else, right? But you need a backbone, and we don't have that. And we bought all these players just for that. We spent this much money to develop that over time. No one's grasped a position for themselves. So his team's not good enough, right? At the moment. Everyone says, yeah, they played great in other teams, other coaches. Yeah, all right. They played great for the international team, yeah? But none of these players, I can say, hold their position. So even when you and Roger are talking about, yeah, I like this lineup, this and that lineup can be completely different because no one's earned their spot, right? It's probably one of the best we got. There's a major factor. If you look over the next couple of fixtures, they're tight. That fixture can be completely different, right? Give a chance to another player. We've had a lot of injuries, plays a part as well. I get that. But at this time, I think players like Reece James, Fofana as well, were meant to be those pillars, and they got massive question marks. And you can't wait on question marks because they're great players, but if they can't be that pillar of the team and they're missing half the season or whole the season and whatnot, or more, and these are development years. These are meant to make the player. They're not even the finished product. But come in their peak, right? They might not be the player we think they're going to be, right at the end. So, for that question, I think we need to. This is the time where we invest. Like for me, yeah, Gusto didn't come here to back up Reece James. Gusto came here to claim that spot. Every player that comes in, even those 16-year-olds, come in here, fight, try to get in the first team. Any spot's up for grab. The next couple seasons, right? It's all up for grabs. This team's not good enough. Like these players haven't been good enough to say, oh no, that's Reece James or that's Gusto's. So I'm happy to I know we're not in a lot of competitions, but any player that comes in, or the more players we get, the more the merrier for me, because that means just more competition for someone to actually go, you know what, I really want this spot.
Roger, just quickly, before I have declared, look at the players we've selected so far, do you agree that nobody in this lineup has nailed down a place? It looks like Roger has gone to get his coffee.
I was talking to
Okay. No.
I could say someone like Palmer.
Yeah,
you know what? I think
Okay, let's hear him. I just wanted him.
No, go ahead. No, please.
No, let's hear you. No, you heard everything he said. But before I get him to look at the selection, I want to hear you, Richard. Do you agree that none of these players has nailed down a place?
Can you place the team back up if you can?
Okay.
I would actually say one of the first people on the team sheet is Palmer. It's hard to fathom.
And that's shocking, right?
He arrived at this team on the 11th hour, the last day of the window, as a fourth option. It's beyond the realm of my comprehension to think that our selection process has been that flawed. And by default, and this is not a knock. This is not meant to be a criticism whatsoever, because they have nothing to do with it themselves directly. And that's the two individuals that cost more than a few golf balls, to be worth over 100 million each for that purchase price. I think, unless they're injured, I think they start. They would have to really, either one of them will have to really be so poor to then lose their starting position. They are not immune from it.
Would you say they'll do so because they deserve it, or do you believe they've nailed down a place?
I think partially it's by default because of the price tag. But let's say there were only 40, 50 million each, just say hypothetically. I think they have, for the most part, I would say, well, don't forget, listen, this is a very depleted squad. Let's say everyone is back healthy in Roger's world, right? Welcome to my world, chaps. I would say Enzo and Caicedo are 2 out of the 3 starting players. Let's say the 4-3-3 or 4-2-3-1. I think those two would play 80 to 90% of the league games as starters. I believe so. Listen, neither of them are perfect, but they have flaws, but they're fixable. And with regards to being technical and doing what is expected of them on the field, obviously you can't make Enzo be 6'4". Do you understand what I'm saying? But with regards to their abilities, I believe, yes, they have nailed it down for the most part. But I think out of that 100%, I think, sad to say, I think a good 10 to 20%, I think, is attributed to their purchase price. I believe that's part of the equation. I don't think it's the end all be all of it, though. And this is not a criticism. I'm just saying I think that comes into the equation. But I don't believe that they would be non-starting right now had their prices been less than half, let's say. I think Palmer, everybody else, listen, Silva has earned his stripes. Let's be honest. He's been our best player the last 2+ years.
I mean, that one, I'll go for that one straight away and say, yeah, he's
let's be honest. Yeah. But it's because if he was 30, 35, we wouldn't be having this discussion. He would be first on the board every match for the next decade, let's be honest. So, because of his ability.
But that's a problem in itself, isn't it?
I beg your pardon, sir?
Because Silva wasn't meant to play.
He actually says that's a problem in itself.
Oh, yeah. But I'm saying, though, he's a wonderful player. Listen, yes, is he prone to the occasional hiccup? But you can say that about everyone, including the tea lady. It's that simple. But because of his age and his ability to be available because of man management, I think he's not an automatic starter for obvious reasons, because of being, shall we say, conservative, and rightfully so, medically speaking. But other than that, I think Enzo, Caicedo, and Palmer are the only real 3 people that you could honestly say. I think in time, probably by the end of this year, I suspect Badiashile would have nailed down a starting position. But the rest, no. But listen, we don't know about Nkunku. It may take him all of this year as a preseason. We don't know. He could get a hat trick every game he plays from now on. One doesn't know. But I'm just saying, I'm not putting him in part of the equation because of the fact he hasn't been available. But I think in time he will be. It'd be a shocker if he's not our main man going forward.
Yeah, Declan, before I get you to talk about the lineup, just give me a few minutes here. Hall walks straight back into this team. Maybe, I don't know. He's a good player, but I'm not too sure. Chelsea losing 4-0 to Newcastle. Brian Giggs, you must be a Newcastle fan. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Or a United fan by relationship.
Yeah, or United fan. You actually think a Poch would play Hall? Keep dreaming. Yeah, I don't think he'd play him. Yeah.
You'll play him left wing.
Sorry?
You'll play him left wing.
If you wanted him, then the club wouldn't have sold him in the first place. Roger, you thought about getting someone else to cook your food.
Actually, I didn't cook it myself, mate. Ouch.
Jesse saying, Roger, the problem was that Lewis Hall had been on record to say that he does not like playing left back and wants to play at midfield only.
I wasn't aware of that.
That's a pity because we are stuck at midfield. But at the time, before we signed all those names were signed, he was, for me, in my opinion, at the time, better than the players we had and more committed, actually, more importantly. Ismail Augusto back from injury. Yep, he was on the bench and played a few minutes the last game. Thank you for answering that question. If Poch doesn't learn from last game, we're definitely conceding at least 3 goals. But let's see. And because of probably because we considered that many goals against Newcastle the last time, I think he probably will go with four centre backs. I have heard Lewis Hall will only come back to Chelsea if Newcastle don't finish in the bottom 10 in the league and at the end of the season. That's a fact. No, you've heard. There's no way to be a fact. If you've heard, then there's no way to confirm that's the case. And Jerry is in the house. It's that time of the year. 3 consecutive home wins in a row. Let's see that happen. But Jerry, nice to see you. I hope you're doing well. We're found guilty. Okay. We could face points deduction. Now I get what you're saying there. With the right coaching, Hall can be molded into Camavinga, but I think he has more to his game than Camavinga, in my opinion. But only with the right coaching, probably not Poch. Poch will be the right guy for him. He's good with young players. Liverpool is alive in the cup. Yep, we did look at that. So it looks like I'm going to scroll to the very bottom after saying hello to some people here. Declared, yep, Gallagher's biggest fan. Oh, I didn't remember that actually. Big up Coachella. Greetings everyone. Tami Dio, nice to see you. I hope you're doing well. I hope the case is that you've been busy and nothing has happened. But thank you. Nice to see you once more. We're not scared of Liverpool, even with that bold fraud refereeing. Yeah, Arsenal was knocked out by West Ham. Yep, everything we've talked about now. So I'm going to scroll past by the rest of you. Declared in bed, coach. It's past midnight. People sleeping cannot talk loud. But he's, I think probably, yeah. The class says, yep, a bit far away from his microphone at the time. And the panel is making me nervous. Approach goes a full cover tonight, and we get pummeled. I am going to crash my bus at the Stamford Bridge gates, but I don't think he'll do that. I think he will start the strongest 11 from his perspective, in my opinion. He wants this. Some experience, Dale Wilson, I agree. And Mark Cardozo-Bamfordino says, I think Malo Gusto is that guy, but unfortunately, he hasn't gotten enough playing time, and he had an injury also. So I think he will come good. Poch finally has the opportunity to field the attackers that beat Newcastle in preseason. He needs to grow a pair of whatever you have in mind there back him and show us what we saw in preseason, hopefully, which means Jackson will start. Well said. Declared some praise for you there. You cannot wait for Reece James anymore. With his injuries, you would no. Yep, we need another right back. I agree. But maybe give the young ones a chance. But I totally understand the class argument there. Or the point. Silva, Palmer, Starling. Let's see. Poch does not have a pair. Not sure. Just go away. I'm not reading such again. With FFP, we're okay for now because Chelsea escapes 80 million transfer payout after a big Premier League twist. What I mean, Chelsea have escaped having to pay out over 80 million per year in transfers. Okay, I didn't know that. What do you think about Rafa Marin? I don't know him. Declan, do you know him?
No.
Rafa Marin. Do you know anybody by that name?
I think we have to start learning about, researching about every players from 20 to 16-year-old in the world now, because we
I
could be
don't
in for
know
any
him.
of them.
That's the first time I'm hearing that name. I don't like McQueen who's about Milinkovic. Don't want to even waste time to talk. To be honest, my opinion. Could be wrong.
The irony is, if Ergen didn't bring it up, we wouldn't know.
Yeah,
So now
that's true.
you say
That is true.
waste time.
Silva played in a 3-5. Okay, and two back, a proper leader. Okay, I'm not sure I understand the coding you're using there. Let's see what else we have here. How long will Poch keep with this formation until he realizes it's not working? I don't think. I think the structure is a list of our issues. I like Elder Milito. I think his best CB in the world. I don't think we should be looking at signing any CB right now, in my opinion. So with the new rule of amortization for 5 years, it was backdated. Okay, let me see. It was backdated. We would be in trouble. I don't think they were back. They didn't actually, and we voted for that actually during that meeting, which was probably a way of owners trolling the Premier League owners. 80 million per season, but it was backdated, so Chelsea will only pay. It wasn't backdated, so Chelsea will only pay 59.7 million in the amortization cost. Wow, you're pretty good at that, but thank you. Kishan, nice to see you. Big up to you too. I appreciate you finding the time to join the show. I hope your channel is growing. Tell people about it so they can learn more about it. They're gonna sell half anyway. If Newcastle don't buy him, they will find another option to make profit. Yeah, maybe. What do you think about Madrick on left wing? I think he'd do well there on both flanks, left or right. He'd do well. He just needs to play. He needs consistent game time like every other player. Play Gallagher in place of Enzo Jackson, position 9, and Nkunku at Gallagher's place. Let's see what the manager does there, Ezekiel. But thank you for joining us. I appreciate you joining us. Madueke, like Alfonso Davis from right wing too, but we don't play that with that structure right now. I think he's that's a fine player in him. We'll see, Rashi. We'll find out in a bit. Poch does not even rate Madame on the bench yet left back. Wow. Enzo is slow. Just go deal with your own situation. If it's not an 8 years, if it's not 8 years old, then Chelsea are not interested. Yeah, we're into kids, right? Kai is being voted player of the month at Arsenal. They need another midfielder now. I think they're just a way of you can say motivating him. Remember under Potter, we went through hell right before the World Cup 2022 started. We were losing games. I was happy when the World Cup 2022 started, so that we don't have to go through depression. I agree. Let's see, Declan, let's hear you. The lineup, what do you make of it?
I kind of agree, but I have a different perspective as well. Like, there's other factors that should be considered. Is probably why I think there might be a couple, maybe 3-4 different to this lineup. On the basis of, well, the two big factors is that the amount of games that we have to play. If you look at the next 5 days, every 10 days, there's 5 games. Is that? I think I got that right. Yeah. Next 10 days we got 5 games, including this, or 4 games.
Yeah, go ahead. I'll check in a bit.
Yeah, sorry, I might have counted the game on the weekend as well, because I had that point before. So it definitely needs some rotation with our lack of depth with all the injuries at the moment. Newcastle are in the same boat. Newcastle don't have much depth.
About one.
Yeah,
2, 3,
4,
4.
yeah.
Around
So
four,
so it
four
was
games
5
total in
games.
yeah.
So it's 5 games in 12 days, yeah. That's what it was actually with
Something
the
like that,
weekend. Yeah. So it's a lot of games back to back, and we're gonna do our own rotation. Newcastle definitely have to do that as well. They've been fighting in every competition, and I feel like they don't rate the cup a lot more. And I don't think they also have the depth. So I don't think they want to put all the kids. I think we need some fresh players. I don't think having Corwell Disasi is ideal for a team that is lacking, or they're lacking fitness, let's say, or big fatigued. I think those two positions could be like Gusto maybe gets a start. Maybe it's a free in the back. I think we need to take it to them. I'm not sure if Pochettino's going to play this one pretty conservative, just because they're lacking as well, and I don't think their starting lineup's going to be that good. So
they're not lacking too many.
No, I'm lacking in terms of fatigue. Like, I don't think they're going to play their best lineup.
Oh yeah. Because they played quite a lot.
Yeah, so and a cup isn't priority for them. They're they're still in Europe. That's a bigger deal.
No, are they? No, they're out.
Didn't they come third?
No, they're out of Champions League. Roger,
oh, that's my bad then. Sorry, I really thought they're still in Europa.
No, I think
should
they're
pay
out.
more attention.
PSG made it through.
Yeah, so probably this does have more position or so more priority, but the league is more high priority. This should be our highest priority.
Yes, let me say this quickly. I think this game also has become very important to them because they're not going to win the Premier League, so they would want to win this. But go ahead with what you were saying.
Of course, yes.
Yeah,
I think I just feel for them Premier League position is bigger than the cup. They've actually been fatigued. Now they're out. That's probably a blessing in disguise for them. Mm-hmm. They will want to win the cup. There is the FA Cup as well. There is leagues. I think they heavily need to rotate. I don't feel like Newcastle will start their best lineup. They've had some big games, so the game could change. If we play a conservative lineup like this one, right? Then you might have a very boring game that we don't get favoured in, because a boring game where two sides aren't really going for it, we miss our chances so much, and they need very little. So I think maybe the approach to this game might be a lot different, and some of the players that might play might be different, just because of what Newcastle. But if Newcastle bring their own team, their best lineup, and play the way they play, then maybe you want this lineup. Maybe you want more defenders on the field to not get countered, which they do great
the reason I think he want more defenders on the pitch being we're not stable yet. We've been struggling for a long while now. But Roger, let's hear you. I'm quite sure you heard everything the class said. Do you agree that Newcastle will not start a strong 11? You could say their best 11. They'll be a bit conserved in terms of selection, because they still want to do well. I think, Declan, you say they would want to also be considering the games they have, which I agree, but I think they will throw everything at us. But let's hear you, Roger. What do you think? Do you agree with Declan? All right. It looks like Roger.
Oh yeah, young chap.
let me try and catch up with Declan while I wait for him to come back. That's
the second time I'm doing that. I'm so sorry. I'm talking with the bloody mic.
No worries.
I'm looking at their scores and fixtures right now. The next game is Luton this Saturday away, so there's a strong possibility. Listen, they're out of Europe completely because they naively went for the victory when they just needed a tie. Plus, they got. Let's be honest, they got hoodwinked over the previous match. They should have made it through to the second tier.
The officiating, right?
Yeah, it was bad against. Was it PSG? I think it was.
I think it was against PSG. I think.
Yeah,
so.
And they listen. It was a great game. It was if you're for a neutral, outstanding. But naive, they should have easily been in Europa League, but because all they needed was a draw, I believe, and they didn't do that. It was listen. It was refreshing to see two teams, two heavyweights going at it, keeping their guard down, not jabbing, going for haymakers and uppercuts. It was very entertaining. But listen, I think because of their next game is Saturday, they have 4 days to recover against, let's be polite here, not exactly a team blessed with, Galacticos. So I think they're probably going to field a very strong team. He wants silverware. He's pretty much peeved off also, meaning the coaching staff, that they're out of all European competitions. So I'm not
Roger,
sure.
2 days after that, they're going another game, you know that?
Is it 2 days?
Even though it's not Galacticos.
Yeah,
the 24th and the 26th.
23rd and 26th. So
yeah, that's my 20.
Yeah, no, I get it. But I mean, you're right, though. I mean, listen, let's be honest. Even 3 days isn't exactly because this is a tough league to play in because of the speed and physicality. So I get your point. It's valid. He may very well not field his strongest 11, but if not, it'll be pretty close to it, I believe. And let's be honest. There's one thing we haven't considered. They do have a lot of injuries too. I mean, not saying we don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But not too many important players out, though. I think we've looked at it today.
Have they got a lot of their players returning then?
Yeah, they don't have
yeah, but coach, depth is the biggest one. Look,
depth is important,
I got their lineup right here. I mean, I got their fixtures, right? Mm-hmm. And I excuse the dates because the dates are according to me. But like they play us tomorrow, right? Or tomorrow for some, right? 4 days they got Luton, then 2-3 days, whichever way time zone you're in, right? They got Nottingham Forest, and then another the second, so they got a week there, I guess, right? That's their biggest break. But then right after they play Liverpool, 4 days again, they got the cup, right? So it's from all the way into January. The games are pretty close together, and they lack injuries, and they're forced to do rotations. And before this, they already played midweek and the weekend, right? And now they're playing again.
They're missing about 2 or 3 outfielders plus Nick Pope. I mean, it pales in comparison.
But they don't have much rotation. Even those other players that aren't starters, it's not much rotating.
No,
they're doing well, but you can't do this for so long. You feel a pinch, and they are. Some of their scores have been inconsistent. You've seen they just dropped some games, like against Tottenham. I think it was Newcastle as well. In the Champions League, they're starting to feel the pinch, and it's come halfway. And this period around Christmas is the biggest one. So I think if they're smart, they have to rotate, but it's how they rotate. That's the question. That's the question I was asking. Do they go all in on us and don't worry about Luton and Nottingham, or do they rotate with us? So for the next 2 Premier League games, they can take those 3 points, a must 3 points from both.
I still think they will throw everything at this one. Their next game is Luton, right?
Because coach, I feel the league position is probably one of their highest priority. I know they want to win the cup.
You think they'll prioritize that over the cup? Maybe. I think
because if you think about it, they can throw everything at this, right, for the next stage of the EFL Cup. But if they drop points against these two which are meant to be must-win games or easy games for them, right? Easy 3 points, then that can really play a massive part down the line. These are 3 to 6 points if you don't get them all. And they've got a big game against Liverpool as well. These can play big parts. So, do they do the proper thing to just rotate to make sure that they're fit enough for every game, or do they go all in on some games and not the next? So, I mean that if they keep pushing players, more injuries can occur. So it really comes down to their management. I'm not really sure. This is how I see it. This is something that this is a situation from them. Yeah. They got a medical team. They'll plan. It could be even a case where they say you can't play this player. He's reached limits. So by medical staff, they could rest just by that. Even though Eddie Howe wants to go all in on this game, maybe the medical staff advises against it. There is quite a few factors.
Yeah, and Constantine Dante here is asking, might Poch throw Ugo in again? I'm not sure. Is he listed as injured? Let me see. Where is it again? I'm really not sure, really. Where is it? Leslie Ugo. Okay, as injury status says doubtful, which means there's a chance he'd be available for selection. And last game also, he was available for selection. So, but I'm not too sure what's going to happen. I don't think Ugo starts this. I don't think so, but we'll find out. But I understand now what decline. I think I think you make sense. The chances are we'll see a few changes here based on that. But I'm sensing that he's going to keep the back line because he seemed to be concerned about how we shifting the goals we considered in some of those games were lost. Because the fact that he started with 4 center backs in the last game showed that he liked how well that back line did against Brighton. I think he'd do it again, and probably now may well decide to rest Thiago Silva for the next game. But we'll find out. We don't know what's going to happen again. I think to a certain extent he is predictably unpredictable in my opinion. We will play 4-4-2 again today. Poch usually does that against quality teams. Let's see 4-3-3 in attack, so a hybrid approach. To the panel, who do we think we should sell in the January market? We shouldn't sell a Benoit Badiashile. Even if you dream or you go to your pastor or anybody, a soothsayer, or maybe they tell you we're going to sell Benoit Badiashile in January. Get your money back and tell them they're lying. It's never going to happen. Those things you've heard, they're just all hush dung, in my opinion. Don't worry about that. If anybody, one player that will most certainly leave Chelsea in January, let me just use most likely because the manager said he's in his plans. So if he's fit, chances are he give him a chance to play. Trevor Chalobah will most likely leave. Let me just not say certainly because I'm not the manager. I cannot tell. You think it's certainly he leaves?
Well, how is a player in your plans and he can't make the bench?
They've been telling us he's injured. It's not like he's been an
injury.
Yeah, they've been telling us.
You're talking about Chalobah.
Yeah. They've been saying he's been injured. He's been injured for 1,000 years now. And he's not been training too.
When did he get this long-term injury? I never heard of this.
He got injured. You could argue
off and on.
We heard also, January. I think since January actually. You could, and I heard that was part of the reasons. A part of the reason why we didn't sell him at the time. Go ahead, Roger. Were you saying something?
Yeah, he's been countless times that he's had a knock and he's getting back into training, and then all of a sudden he disappears. He's regressed in his recovery. It's been frustrating. He can't seem to stay healthy.
Just clearly said that he's not suspended or anything.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So listen, this could be verbiage. This could be, how shall I put it, a language which is code, but I don't think so. I think if there was an issue with him, personality-wise or professionalism-wise, we'd know about it to a certain extent. I believe he's not in Poch's long-term plans, but more importantly, he can't, just like quite a few other players, stay healthy.
He was sitting behind the bench in the last game.
Yeah, but I'm talking about since the start of the season, for instance. It's just non-stop.
I understand what you're saying. Yeah, go ahead.
It's hard to believe that. Listen, he's not in the starting picture anyway, unless the plane goes down. But he's just not being available to practice on a consistent basis. And this is what Poch says. You're not paid to play. You're paid to train.
Available late December.
Isn't that like half our team?
For 3 months now.
Yeah, and that's what's disconcerting. Because
so we can't sell half the team, Roger.
No. I checkmate. I totally agree. But I'm saying that in addition to the fact I don't believe he's in Poch's long-term plans. Plus, there's a small little detail about 100% net profit for him. So,
is that why? So this is what I don't understand, right? So first of all, a player that hasn't been playing and is injured is not really marketable or sellable as well. And if you're going to sell them on the cheap, I don't see the point. I think if Chalobah gets fit, he still has a chance to prove himself, right? Like I said before, no one has a spot in his team.
The manager said that.
I don't think we should sell any player. I've been reading a lot about Gallagher. I don't understand that one too. None of these players have been too good, good enough, right? I think Gallagher's just been inconsistent like everyone else.
Yeah.
So if anything, I mean, I want a striker. Any player that comes in, all right. I want less outgoings than in, because the more players we got, even if we don't need them, I mean, we need them now with so many injuries. But even if we say, well, it's too many in one position, I'm not bothered, because the players that we should be selling are the ones that lose their spot, that can't compete for their spot. Once someone steals it, once someone competes and he's close to it, if you're far from getting that position, then, the next couple of windows, best for you to go. And that's how I want it. It's very, I don't want to make it sound like dog eat dog will, but it is that Hunger Game type. We want a core. We want you to take that position and not lose it from someone.
Yeah, and run with it, right? Yeah, it's yours to lose, right? I get it.
Yeah, I don't care. And you know how you even said, Roger, Enzo, Caicedo, 100 mil, I don't care. If Lavia comes in there and tears it up, sit on the bench.
Yeah,
you know what
I mean? I agree, but I think the price does.
I agree on that. The price gives you.
Yeah.
The price gives you more chances.
It's like a first round pick in the NFL. It's yours to lose. Just listen to this, just for 1 second, gentlemen. Wesley Fofana, Trevor Chalobah, Romeo Lavia, Sanchez, our keeper, a certain Reece James, Madueke, Cucurella. That one was for you, by the way. Scotch Poch, Leslie Uguchukwu, Carney Chukwuemeka, Ben Chilwell. Those are 10 bloody first team players. Maybe 9 because of Trevor, may not be. Everyone else, and you could say possibly Noni, but he's a rotational. Everyone else is first string. In some positions, we're using our third or fourth string player. I mean, think about it. That's 10 players. That's okay. 9 if you want to really be nitpicky and say, you know what? Yeah, even if he's healthy, he wouldn't be starting anyway. I'm talking about Trevor. Everyone else, for the most part, 8 to 9 out of those 10 players would be starting or contributing heavily. This is a very depleted squad. It's unbelievable.
Yeah,
I can't see.
We need to recruit doctors in January, not players.
First round pick doctors, by the way. I just can't see.
I like that one, actually. Maybe that's what we need to do, really.
That's what we need. It's crazy. Roger's right, man. It's insane, the amount of it's insane that everyone is Poch out and so on, and it's probably fair enough because just like the team, he hasn't been as good enough to, but he hasn't had he hasn't had the full team to maybe play the way he was doing in preseason, or to have the whole team at a disposal for us to actually see it, and he could go the whole season without ever playing or ever having the full team fit, and he might lose his job never actually having all these players. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, let's give those in the chat the microphone. I'll come back so we can finish the lineup and see if there's anything else to discuss. We need to take it to them. That's not in Poch's vocabulary. Declared. And Here's the thing. I think you don't like it that he's going to start with 4 centre backs. I understand that. Coach, drop Gallagher deeper. Swap Starling for Nkunku. Gallagher deeper. Starling for Nkunku. If Enzo is starting, I think he starts here. Yeah, and Casado starts there too. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Jackson up front in the 4-3-3 structure. I don't think he goes with the 4-3-3 in this game until Lavia is back, where probably he most likely will try to accommodate Lavia, Enzo, and Casado, which I think Lavia will be the one to play centrally because of his ability to press, beat the press more than the other two. Madueke left the spot because Poch didn't give him a chance, but he was the fittest at the time, man. The timer at spots, and even then he sold Marcus Edwards. And look at him now at Spots and CP. Well, every player doesn't work out at every club. Those will happen every now and then. And Vic is in the house. I appreciate you finding the time to join. We played Jackson, Starling, Palmer, Gallagher, Enzo, and Ugochukwu. We lost 4-1. Pochettino will need to close down every space. I think we'll see probably. We'll try, but I think the only thing we may end up getting correctly will be the back line. But we'll find out in a few hours. Hugo Rocha saying just anyone that's better than Jackson. He's decent, but we need someone that can score nearly all the time, more efficient. Jackson will come good, and just let Jackson be Jackson. And why do I say that? Jackson, until last season at what's it called, Villarreal, wasn't a number 9. He was a winger. Correct me if I'm wrong. Gallagher needs to be in a position where he can support both the Sissi and Colwell. He will get a yellow card, that's for sure, but that's all we can hope for. I think that argument makes sense to a certain extent, but let's just leave it until let's see what the manager does. Eddie Howe is in trouble, what you've heard, because they spent some money. He's done well, I think, but I think the owners will probably fire him. Yeah, they have the money. We all know Poch is going to start Casado and Gallagher in the midfield. If Enzo is going to start, Gallagher is not going to play in a deeper position. Let's just remember I told you that. Maybe if he's going to play with a different structure, 4-3-3, like the Bluetooth again mentioned there. Newcastle are not good enough to be in the UEFA Champions League. I think Roger and I, we did say at that time that it's going to be baptism for them. They're going to.
But to be honest with you, listen, I think, one of naivety, but honestly, they didn't play as poorly.
They gave a good account of themselves.
Sorry, sir?
They gave a good account of themselves.
Yeah, listen, let's be honest. They were unlucky. And yeah, they're a bit naive from the coaching staff to go for it. Had things gone correctly, they're in at least the Europa League. So I think they exceeded my expectation, because I thought they actually, because of them not having a very large and deep squad per se, I thought that they would have been out of Europe anyway, especially the Champions League. But I didn't think they would have, equip themselves so well, and they did. I think they exceeded many people's expectations. I don't think it's as bad as we thought it would be. I think they're out of Europe for the different reasons that you and I discussed prior to the season. That's my opinion. Actually, I thought they did well.
Yeah, just quickly,
if you see my logic,
isn't he serving a suspension for gambling?
Yeah, something like that. You talked about the chap that came from Serie A.
Yeah,
the midfielder. I think he is suspended. Yeah, Tonelli, isn't it? Tonelli. What did you say?
Tonelli. Yeah, that's his name.
Yeah, exactly. He
Tonali. I don't know how do you pronounce it. Yeah,
he got his fingers caught in the cookie jar, as they say.
Yeah.
Cookie Monster.
Yeah, Cookie Monster indeed. Let's see what else you have here. Newcastle have a coach that says go at them, declared. Anyhow, he's done well. Actually, I think he's underrated, actually, but he's a good manager. Luton, a tough game for Newcastle. You lost, let's see, okay, no, Within Tonelli been seen training with Tone, the two T's, the two gamblers. They got to the final the last time. They want to win it this time around. Okay, let's see what happens. If Karius is starting goal, Newcastle will concede 2 or 3 goals. Do they have Karius within their ranks, the former Liverpool goalkeeper?
I can't remember. I know.
I don't know. We don't know anything, do we?
I thought he was playing at Besiktas.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Where I thought he
actually,
was. Did they sign him?
Actually, I just saw him play in a European game. I'm not sure which tournament it was, and I remember his name being mentioned. He was a keeper I saw in the last month or so. I'm not sure who he plays for now. It could have been a Turkish team. I could have sworn it was.
I know when Pope got injured, it wasn't someone else came in, not Karius.
Yeah, let me Google it. I really bloody can't remember.
I think I saw him in the Champions League.
Yeah, I could have sworn I did too.
So I'm not sure Newcastle signed him.
For a German club?
I don't
know really.
Mauricio Karius, right?
Oh,
yeah. AKA Battlefield.
Rosa, can you check? My boss is saying it's Newcastle third choice.
Yeah, he joined Newcastle. That's probably who I saw him. It's probably it was him.
Okay.
Yeah, he joined in 2000.
So they played him in the Champions League.
Yeah.
I didn't know. We didn't know. We don't know anything, do we? Newcastle.
No, I don't remember. I could have sworn he played for that. So it must have been him when I watched. Obviously, I watched them play a couple of times. It was Karius.
One of those transfers that because they didn't make so much noise.
The observant individual that I am.
Wow. Newcastle need to get back in the top 4. So I think Declared is correct. That probably would be more of their priority than the cup game in the top 4, because even if they beat us, that doesn't guarantee them winning the cup. Let's see what else we have here. Vic saying growing injury for 6 months. Chalobah is not injured. So you think he's an outcast right now. He isn't injured. That may well be the case. Let's see.
Sorry, Coach. I was going to say after this round, it's a quarterfinals. Is that right?
No, this is the quarterfinals.
This is the quarterfinals.
Yeah.
So I can see
teams,
semi-finals. Everyone going at it.
Yeah, I'm not sure how to see it. Liverpool, West Ham, Chelsea, Newcastle, Everton, Fulham. What's the other team versus Middlesbrough? I don't know their name. I can't see it there. Yeah. Chalobah is being assessed till sales happen. Maybe we don't want to risk him playing and getting injured, and then it'd be difficult to sell him. The Bluetooth game saying telling everyone Chalobah is injured doesn't bode well for us selling him and getting good money. I reckon Poch just don't fancy him. So we don't know. So that makes sense. Tonelli, Tonner, Zaniolo, and Paquita, what a crew. Okay. Let's see. Yes, Eugene. I know what is going on there. Carney should have been back by now. Also, I'm not sure the sort of injury, but his status is saying what does it say again? It says doubtful. So that's usually a good sign. Club who went to buy Chalobah will know that he wasn't injured. Then we shouldn't be saying he's injured, because like the Bluetooth game said, that won't help us. Declared with the tap in, bro, almost broke the net. Okay. Sell Wesley Fofana for parts. I don't think you'd sell him. I think he's still very young. Remember that. Chances are he'd overcome that and stay fit. But we'll find out in due time. Ian Matson is too young for Poch. Not too young, maybe more like vertically challenged, in my opinion, to use on the left-hand side, and he wants experienced players on the left. Maybe that's the case. I really do not know. Can we use
not anywhere else?
Go ahead. What
does he want him anywhere else on the pitch, or just on the left side?
Sorry.
Does Poch want experienced players anywhere else on the pitch?
Yeah.
Or was it just the left?
Yeah. Good question, right
It's
there.
like putting good tires on the left.
Yeah, good tires indeed. Taliban can get the growing.
About the right.
Fofana's brain can go to Gallagher. Wow, you're not going to heaven. You can every day you say something, you're getting closer and closer to hellfire. Chimera, nice to see you, brother. I hope you're doing well today. I educated what that Fofana can be our most useful player. You never know. And we have the other. They've sent the other Fofana back to the attacker. Union Berlin sent him back. They said it hasn't worked well for them. I'm not gonna be reading those again. Watch coach say we booked for class tickets. Yeah, I already said that. You guys are going to hell, and I'm not part of it. We are smashing Newcastle. Trust the process. I strongly believe we're going to beat them today. If we're done, then I don't know what else to believe again. Karius plays for Newcastle United. He's Newcastle's third choice goalkeeper. Wow. How far he's fallen. Wow. That's crazy, really. Chelsea will win the game 2-1. I hope so. Kwai, I hope I pronounced your name correctly. Let me just call you Alex. Karius is up. Yep. I've talked about that. But we will have to fight it hard to do so. Okay, let's see. Wesley Fofana, most overhyped CB in the world, even more than Colwell. Wow. Potts likes to use experienced players on the left like Colwell. Okay.
We get the same one. I make the same joke again.
Exactly what I was doing there. Let me ask you, Declan, your number 9. I think Jackson starts. Who do you think Pochettino starts in the number 9 position, Declan?
I don't think he plays in the 9.
You don't think so? Okay, who do you think starts? Player number 11. Let me just use that term. Who do you
I think he might play Sterling as a 9.
You think he might play Sterling there? Has he done that before?
Yeah, I think I'm trying to recall the game that he did that with.
Really?
Was it Liverpool?
I don't remember. I didn't pay attention properly in that game.
Might have been City. I think there was one of the games.
What's that?
Against a bigger team that worked out well for us. And he put Sterling.
And even in the last game, I think he switched things around at the last sometime.
Well, in the second half, yeah.
He did,
Palmer and Sterling switched.
Okay, so it's just the 10 and the winger, nothing else.
Mm-hmm.
Poch was promised experience. I don't know if they promised him anything. Before he took the job, he knew the direction the owners want to go, and he agreed to deliver with what we have. For me, I don't think he asked them for any more experienced players. I don't think so. But we'll sign experienced players as we've been told. Was Palmer as first 9 Stalin? I can't quite remember what happened. I have to watch it again. Coach, what car are you driving? What? I'm not saying, please. I'm not answering that. I'm sorry, my boss. I hope you're not disappointed, but I'm not answering that question. So sorry about that. But that's by the way, Roger. Let's see how you.
Wait, can we even play a false 9? Do we ever have players?
Sorry, what did you say, Declan?
I'll probably take that back. I was like wondering, who can we play false 9?
You know
I don't
what?
think we even have the players.
Other than Nkunku, Sterling could play a false 9. He's done it before.
He can. He's played that.
He might revert to that or something. But Nkunku, I don't think Nkunku plays a lot of minutes. Either he comes off early, but I think he just gets the minutes coming on.
Sure. But I actually, especially if we're ahead by a ways, I don't want to see him come on and get injured or something for a needless few minutes. You know, if we're either 4-0 down or 4-0 up, why?
Well, Roger, you know that will happen earlier, yeah? I think if we're losing a game or if we're chasing a goal, he'll throw him on.
Oh, yeah. But if it's a close match, you need 1 goal. But I'm talking about if it's the game is out of reach either way, I don't think I want to see him play.
Well, yeah. That's what I meant. I think that say he throws him on, say it's a 2-0 scoreline, even before it gets to the 4. I think he'll throw him on earlier in that situation, unless we, concede 3 goals so quickly that we're in a position that you said. I think you'll still bring him on in the chasing game, even if it's 3-0 or 4-0 early on.
Yeah, I think there's a strong possibility, but it's like
I think regardless, doesn't he want some minutes? I mean.
Yeah, but I think in a meaningful game, I think he alluded to that in his last press conference. It's like, I don't know whether you know much about American football, but Warren Moon was a quarterback.
I'm a massive fan.
Do you know Warren Moon? Yeah.
No, I don't know nothing about American
football.
Okay,
so he basically was.
Besides the movies they made.
He's basically playing a game that was a rubber match where he didn't dead rubber, where it was a meaningless last game of the season, and he hit his hand against someone's helmet and broke his thumb and missed the playoffs. It's like
Loftus Cheek.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was that game for again?
Sorry, that was in the States, right? That was on a
but what was that for? I don't even know. What charity was that for?
Anti-Semitism something.
That's going down well in today's age with the war.
I can't quite remember. Is Slavia back from injury?
No.
We were told 2 days ago that it would take 10 days before he sees some minutes, which means about 8 days more to go before we see him again. And Mabasa, what is your... What? What is this?
I think this guy's trying to take you on a date.
Okay,
why don't you just go on a date? You buy your dinner and you can answer all the questions he asks you then. Wait till that. That sounds pretty good. Really good. Get a dinner out of that.
Order a good cab.
I can't even afford my favorite car yet. My favorite car brand is Lamborghini, and I cannot even afford it. So if that makes sense to you, go ahead. Who did what?
You buy the electric one when it comes out.
You see that Audi or Volkswagen? I don't like those 2 brands. I like Lamborghini.
Hey, but just bet against Chelsea and you get your car soon.
Yeah, and what my favorite car brand is Lamborghini and Mercedes. 2 of them I don't have. Can't even afford right now.
Hey, that reminds me. Last year when I was really against Potter early on, yeah. I started betting against Chelsea just because I knew, and I got a whole new PC out of that.
Did you really?
That's how I paid for my full gaming setup and everything.
At least it's not.
I told everyone. I said, I watch Chelsea. I can't believe these odds. You just watch them how bad they play. This guy has no idea.
Insider trading.
But
probably.
At least Roger, he's not playing for Chelsea.
Yeah, I know. I'm just joking. It's like a sure win, right? It's like insider trading.
Yeah,
it's almost like insider trading because I was so invested in the club to know how bad they were. I'd go and tell everyone, "Hey, look what's going on here." How are you guys not seeing this?
That's funny.
All right, we played.
I should have done that again this year, but I had no idea how this team was going to play.
But true.
Yeah, we played.
Well, you know what it was. You know what reminded me as well. There's something that really was deja vu. If you remember Mourinho season, the second season, when the players stopped playing for him.
Yeah.
And there's something that I can't get out of my head ever. Eden Hazard used to pass more than ever. That was a player that you gave the ball to and he tried to dribble everyone and try and make things happen. But for Mourinho that season, he was just passing. He was getting the ball and passing it. When a player does that, that's down tooling because he doesn't want to play. Yeah. I started to have deja vu when I started to see a lot of our players.
Passing isn't his thing, mainly.
Yes, but he has a job to do. He can't go there and he can't score an own goal if he's unhappy. Do you know what I mean? He still has to go there. He still has to perform. Huh?
Let him try an own goal.
Yeah, some of the own goals are questionable, but I mean, I started to see that every day, and I was after Potter was in, and that's when I changed my opinion a little bit because it wasn't just good enough. I said, and they're not playing for him. And when you get that, it was kind of like a layup. in terms of losses.
Vic is saying we played a force 9 against Arsenal. Didn't we? I don't know. That's the question, but I don't know. A pair of use. Oh my goodness. We're gonna win 3-0. Mitchell, you called the last game. Hopefully you're correct today. I hope we win. Nice to see you, Mitchell. Once more, if you're watching, if you haven't, go check out Mitchell Boy's YouTube channel. Be sure to subscribe and let him know I sent you. If you enjoy the streams here, you will thank me later if you check out his YouTube channel. And we have.
Are we putting money on that one?
In the chat there. Go ahead. Nkunku can only
putting money on 3-0?
I think he will do more. Go ahead, declare if you were saying something.
Yeah, I said, are we putting money on 3-0?
I'm not. I'm not doing that.
Okay.
I think we'll win, but I'm not sure.
Is Michi at least putting money so we can join in?
I don't think Michi is doing that. No. Parma played Force 9 against Arsenal only once, and then after that, we didn't see Parma as a Force 9. We haven't seen him do that again. And see GFC Gavin, nice to see you, brother. I hope you're doing well. I appreciate you finding the time to join the show. And if you're watching, if you haven't, go check out Gavin's YouTube channel. Let's help him get 10,000 as soon as possible. Selflessness is the reason why we're growing. Coach, it looks like you have a steering wheel in front of you, your face. Check out your monitor. Yeah, you're talking about
now I know what he means.
The microphone, yeah.
Show him all the controller arms you have.
Oh, I see. Okay. Africans usually drive a nice SUV such as Kia Sportage, Toyota Land Cruiser. Sometimes they drive Audi. It depends. It depends on the country. Nigerians, they love Mercedes a lot.
Hey, Coach, why don't you show him all the controller arms so you can tell him give him a spaceship? Look like some Star Trek.
Maybe
show him your setup. Hey, why are you so far away?
Am I really?
Why do you have like 2 desks there?
2 desks in front of me?
Why you got like it looks like 2 desks?
It depends where my camera is. So I had to.
Yeah, but look where your keyboard is. Yeah,
I zoomed in to come closer.
Yeah, but your monitors are very far away. It's almost that you got 2. Yeah, it's like you're 2 meters away.
Yeah, because of my eyes. It doesn't help.
But the monitors, you need a bigger monitor.
I don't need another monitor.
You can replace all three of those monitors with one monitor.
No, it won't work. Each one has something.
Yeah, well, you can split it all up.
So we continue with the show. This one on the left here, I see what's going on Instagram, and I can message people on Twitter. Yeah, this one on the left. This one here is the main monitor. This one to the right is the screen I'm sharing. This one is how I see how many people who are liking the video, watching at the same time. That one there is for the copy credit of whoever is on the panel that I have the information and put it in the description section, and I can search something on this one. So it just makes everything seamless. I can't work with 2 screens alone. Even 3 not enough for me. But let's get on.
I agree, but you can get one big monitor and split it up in the same way you just said.
Split one big
monitor. That seems so far. Yeah. You could do that. Yeah.
Yeah, it would still be an issue with this one because of StreamYard. Because screen sharing, it will still be an issue. One big monitor will not do. But that's by the way. Kuchila, can you send me that pic in DM? Which one of them? The lion one? Which one? Let me know which one. Just I'll DM to you. I've created a lot, but here's one thing that made me mad. I created an image of where Pochettino carrying the kids on his head and with torn clothes on Twitter. It didn't even get up to 70 likes. And I saw somebody share all of them on Twitter and got 17,000 likes plus. I had to tell him, look, you have to give me some credit because I created this. But that's, by the way, a booster for us, guys. Robert Sanchez injury, not as bad as it was first feared. So he should be back in January. Here's the thing. I want us to have time enough to assess Petrovic properly. And that would be good for Sanchez too. Not sure how Kia would do on those on African roads. I think I agree. Stop mentioning that name here, please. Please, guys, can you subscribe to my YouTube channel? That's CFC Gavin sharing the link to his YouTube channel. Go check it out, subscribe, and let him know I sent you. The likes do go a long way. Who would you pick to win? You think a draw? I think Chelsea will win. A draw for what game? I think there must be a winner. Otherwise, it goes to penalties. Can you guys stop mentioning that name here? Oh my goodness. I didn't have to work this year, declared from CFC form. Declared you heard that from your bro.
The Aussies going all in.
Pot should stay. Should stay. Actually, now I'm thinking of it. Should stay. I don't think I understand that. I
so
am
you can
a
make more
flipper
money.
now, like Jerry Z. Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
Dante meant so he can make more money.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Okay, I'll send it to you, bro. I have heard of that the Chelsea board are looking closely at our next 4 games before they make their decision on what they whether they will on what they will get for Poch in the transfer market. Okay, let's see what happens. Poch in. I don't want to walk in 2024, so it's good for you. Okay.
Isn't Poch on a short contract? 2 year plus 1 or something?
Yep, 2 years. Yeah, 2 year plus an option to extend if he does well. Yeah, coach.
I wonder
want
if
to
it's a
ask
massive payout.
Use it just for personnel. Okay, no worry. You can use it. Any pictures I share, you can use it. But the one that the guy that shared and got 17,000 plus likes, I got mad. And he copied the whole tweet, not just the images too. Coach, how many years have you a Chelsea fan? You're here just to question me all through. I'm not gonna lie. I started following Chelsea from the days of Celestine Babayaro. What year was that actually? 90s? Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it 90s? Yeah. Japan 93 was when he played with that team. And then joined. Did he join Chelsea straight up, or did he play in Belgium before? I can't quite remember. That was when I started following Chelsea. I have been a Chelsea fan since 2010. Okay. I'm actually better. I'm an OG since
When
I was 4
years
okay.
old.
Yeah. Okay.
You barely know how to wipe your ass, let alone pick a team.
Let's see what else we have here. Coach, what have you got against? Just go away, man. Just go away. Don't. Petrovic will have the match of his life. If he survives Newcastle, we ship a panic boots Sanchez off to Mars to find what. Honestly, I actually like. Even though I like Kepa, I think I like Sanchez better than him. Sanchez, I think he struggled a bit, but he got better by every game. In my opinion, no one that. Oh my goodness. Let me come back and declare the number 9 for you. Let's hear you. Did you make a decision?
Yeah, I think Jackson starts. I changed my mind. I thought maybe he might play with none of them, but I looked at the bench and there's no one else that can play the midfield.
Yeah, I think he starts soon, and we're not too sure where the manager are going to make the changes. So, Roger, do you agree that Jackson starts? That
I think
going back, what you know the manager would do.
Yeah, I think there's a strong probability that he will start Jackson. As I've said before, unless it's medical department has said man management wise, like they do on a weekly basis, we believe that this player should only play X amount of minutes. Because he is returning from serious knee injury, but unless the medical department states otherwise, I would like to see him have a run of a dozen or so games playing consecutively, if possible, as a starter to see what he can do. He needs a run of games. He needs continuity and consistency, preferably playing alongside the majority of other starters. Now, obviously, there's always going to be, a different set of starters because we've played, 19, 20 games this year? And there hasn't been 2 games consecutively where the team has started the same 11 for multiple reasons. So I would like to see him get that run of games and let's see what he can do. It's that simple. I don't think he'll be afforded this luxury per se, but I would like to see it. Just to see what he's worth, to either move him on or put him out to loan or sell him. Because we have to know right now, what does he have in the tank? Is he... Listen, he's raw. We know he's raw, but can he get a run of games that he can, shall we say, smooth some of the edges off, and we can see his potential. If not, and we're going to throw him scraps every now and then maybe it is best if he goes out on loan, because you can't listen. The player this young needs to be playing every week, and if that's not going to happen for whatever reason, then it's pointless him being in the squad, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree with you. Declan, you have anything to add to that?
But I don't think that's going to happen.
I agree with Roger. It just needs more of it, longer.
Yeah,
we're already in a bad position. Why not let him play the whole season?
To me, it's the pre-season for the most part.
Yeah, like he doesn't need just a run of games. He needs good couple seasons.
Yeah, no, of course. But the building block, you would assume, would be at least 10-12, a run of 10-12. Assuming he doesn't stink, and only gets 4.
The ceiling isn't that high, Roger. You know what I mean? Like, we just want him to score some of these easy chances.
Yeah.
And kind of move on from there. And it's just so funny. It's been how many seasons? We just watch so many chances go, just squander off. It's just someone needs to be able to put those balls in there. And then if he does it to a certain degree, then he's going to start every game. Those edges will be rough, roughed out, but you can't be this bad. That's my issue.
I agree.
Yeah. Declan, anything else you want to add before we call it a day? Because the names I mentioned in there, I'm not sure what they're doing there. But go ahead, Declan. Anything else you want to do? Richard, do you have any questions as usual? Anything else? Let's talk about it and call it a day.
Yeah, I just think it's going to be interesting to see what's going to go ahead here with, prior to the calendar year. I want to see. Obviously we have to be patient with Lavia and Nkunku. We can't rush them back. And then look at our injury list. It's like a Gaza war zone, in the football sense. It's that bad. That needs to be diminished. And I'm really looking forward to see how we progress once we get the majority of our players back, assuming we don't incur more injuries, which is a possibility, or knocks, I should say. But this is what I'm really looking forward to, because we haven't been afforded that luxury of having a reasonably healthy squad all year. Let's be honest here. When you look, if you go through every single match and look at the injury list for every game, it's quite laughable. You want to cry, it's so bad. You're talking between realistically 7 to 8 to a dozen starting rotational players not available for every game. So that's what I'm looking forward to. And I seem to be repeating myself each and every time you ask me this same question, because it just doesn't transpire. But yeah, I'm looking forward to see how we can build, how we can work with each other. Especially Petrovic, actually. Listen, this guy's in uncharted waters. He's been thrown in at the deep end. And that's a good thing in so many regards. You want to see the metal. How does he deal with his distribution, his positioning, how he comes off his line, his saving, his decision-making, whether to kick it long or make a pass that will cost you potentially, lose confidence in your back line, things like this. Does he lead the back line? Will they gain his trust? Those kind of things. Listen, it's hard with our fullback / wingers. It's such a lack of continuity for the most part. So to get chemistry and listen, we're getting to see what Palmer's all about, aren't we? And we're seeing what his DNA is. You can pretty much now gain what we believe he's capable of doing. And I think he improves. And obviously, I'm dying to see Mudryk. He needs a lot of runs also on a consistent basis. As much as I said for Broja, ditto for Mudryk.
Ditto for a lot of them.
No, indeed. And that's what I'm looking forward to. And just before I finish dropping, I just want to ask, how's your son doing, mate? I should have asked earlier. I'm so sorry.
He's way better, and he's not gonna go to school for 2.5 weeks or so, or 3 weeks. So even you remember I told the story of how we came back and he didn't want to miss the Christmas program at school. We went. Right. They were just a bit cautious, so they're watching him so he doesn't collapse. But I think he's fine now. He used this asteroids that liquid one. It was taken to help expand his lungs so he breathes properly. Good. I think he's better now. Yeah.
Is he asthmatic?
Way better. Sorry?
Is he asthmatic, if I may ask?
They suspected that's going to be the case. So they give us something to be given him and watch him. But I don't. In my family, maybe. I think he may well be because of my brother and my sisters both are asthmatic.
Yeah, so my son was asthmatic, and he was rushed to the hospital and put in an oxygen tent when he was 1. It was brutal to watch.
Yeah,
so I can relate, mate.
That may not be the case.
I hope so. I hope he has a wonderful Christmas. I really do, and gets
Thank
better.
you so much. I appreciate you saying that. Remembering that.
No problem, mate. I'm a father. I get it.
Yeah, thank you. I saw some Highland miss 17 chances. You should see his misses. So maybe that will help a lot of people. Give Jackson a break, Coach. I really hope the follows who just go away, man. You still. He's still mentioning the forbidden name. I have heard from
who's the forbidden name?
Sorry?
Who's the forbidden name?
AW. I just don't like it. You don't see what they're saying there. They're talking about.
What are they talking about Astrid Wet for?
I don't know, because you talk about Jackson, they bring him up for motivation. I heard from Ben Jacobs that Chelsea board cannot make any more errors in the transfer market, and the Chelsea board hates to admit it. The Poch needs more than Nicholas Jackson to score goals. Okay, he had a conversation with them. That's fine by me. Just go away, man. The board wants a player like Harry Kane, but a bit younger. Okay. Just leave me alone.
16-year-old Harry Kane.
Just
be hard to find.
Just leave me alone. Poch isn't risking his wingers to get bodied as false nines. They can barely beat their man. These kids aren't striker materials. Here's the thing. Kids will always be kids. Here comes the trolls. Yeah, a lot of you. You're the chief. You're the one leading the whole thing. Babayaro signed for Chelsea back in 1997, 6 years before the Abramovich era. Yep. So after Japan 93, then he signed. So I did the calculation. I was correct. Arsenal fans have just deal with them. People, I'm going to scroll to the very bottom, and I want to say thank you to all of you that found time to be part of the conversation. Declan, I don't know. Do you have anything else to say? Nothing?
Well, it's good to be back, to be honest.
And hopefully we win, because every time you show up, we win.
Yeah, or else I won't come back, yeah.
Yeah. Just just look at in the chat. See the emojis they're using there. They're trying to say the name of the individual without saying it. They want me to be the one to say it. But I want to say
it.
No, I'm not going to say it. I just don't want to, because.
But the ironic thing is that the whole thing's most likely fake as well, and everyone's just the fact that the more the people talk about it is what they want. I think there was that Ruby Rose one that was fake too. I mean, I think it's getting popular.
Yeah, I think
just to make up fake news.
It didn't matter to me. It didn't matter to me.
Honestly. Yeah, so the more you say you're not going to say it, the more they're going to say it.
Why is that a topic right now? Let's just move
It shouldn't be. It's exactly. Think about it. You got OnlyFans, and you just make up a lie. Now everyone's talking about it. Everyone just popularizing it, and it's most likely fake.
She probably just keeps talking about more customers. I think it was a 100% stunt from her perspective, publicity stunt, and it probably worked for her, because a lot of people didn't know who she was at the time. Probably get to know her. Yeah, but
did you hear about the one that has the most subscribers on OnlyFans and that?
I don't know.
So there was a guy who got a tattoo of her. They called him out, said she wanted to do a photo op, and then they said he's the biggest spender. Said he spent $64K a month. He came out recently, said no, that's all fake. They're actually going to pay him for their photo shoot. So that thing blew up, and that's big publicity. Yeah. Astra did the same thing because now everyone's talking about it.
Yeah,
people that didn't know now know.
You remember the X company, the pornographic company that said they wanted to become Chelsea's sponsors. They probably knew it was never going to happen. But 100%. People talked about it. You didn't know? You didn't hear that?
No.
Oh, it was all over Twitter at the time. They said they wanted to become new Chelsea shirt sponsors, and they were going to pay more than, I think, how much was Allianz was saying they were going to pay us at the time. I told people it was just publicity stunt. They knew it wasn't going to work out. They just wanted to put themselves out there, and it worked because it was the talk all over Twitter at the time. But that's, by the way, thank you, Declan, for finding the time to join. Hopefully we'll win today because every time you show up, we'll win. And Roger, I want to say thank you so much too. Thank you to everyone in the chat from, let's see, Constantine Dante and the Blue. To forget, much love to you. Rich Money Makers, I appreciate you finding the time to join. Namaya, thank you for joining. And who else? Mabas, happy birthday once more. I hope you enjoy your day. If you want to drink responsibly. Who else do we have here? Constantine, yeah, you say that yourself. Vic, nice to see you once more, brother. And if I missed your name, apologies. I'm only human. See you guys next time. God bless us all, and bye.
Cheers, gentlemen.
Cheers, everyone.
Are you doing a show tonight or no?
Okay, we'll do that. I'll do that because I have nothing else to do.
Speak to you later, old bean.
All right, later, bro.
Cheers.
See you guys.
Take care, mate. Good to hear you.
All right.
You too, brother.